This is Citi 97.3.
628, Cindy Thompson. This is one of the great songs on that epochal album, Cindy's Messiah. It says, "Oh, praise the Lord, O my soul. Bless the Lord, O my soul." So the question is, who is the one talking? So clearly there are parts of you that know things that other parts of you do not know. And so the psalmist said, "Why are you cast down, O my soul? And why are you disquieted in me? Hope thou in God, for I shall yet praise him for the help of his countenance." There are many things your spirit knows that your soul has not really grasped. So he says, "Bless the Lord, O my soul, and all that is within me. Bless his holy name." It says, "Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all his benefits." So you need to learn the art of self-talk. Talk to yourself. He says, "Who forgives all your iniquities and heals all your diseases, who redeems your life from destruction, and who crowns you with loving kindness and tender mercies, who satisfies your mouth with good things, so that your youth is renewed like the eagles. The Lord executes righteousness and justice for all who are oppressed. He has made known his ways to Moses and his acts to the children of Israel." I think it's very important. We don't know God through his acts. We know him through his ways. The acts of God are the powerful signs of his existence, but the ways of God are the clues to his heart. So instead of just praying to see his wonders, learn his ways. So Moses knew the ways of God, and the children of Israel knew his acts. So Cindy Thompson is helping us say thank you to God. On a beautiful Tuesday morning, the 20th of May, master the art of self-talk. That's what I call it. Master the art of self-talk. Learn how to speak to yourself. When you feel down, you still need to learn to inspire, motivate, encourage yourself in the Lord. Bless the Lord, O my soul. Great words from that beautiful Psalm 103 verses 1 to 8, echoed in Psalm 42 verses 6. On a morning of gratitude to the Lord. Welcoming you to Ghana's, I call it Ghana's Breakfast Show. Ghana's Breakfast Show. I mean, for the past 20 years or so, this has been the meaning of our life, bringing not just laughter and joy, but also serious reflection, action, accountability, exemplary leadership, and of course, sometimes mistakes and goofs, all to you on Morning Radio. Thank you so much for supporting us for the past 20 years and more. And as we approach the month of June with the Citi Business Festival happening in that month, we want to thank you for your support and encourage you to support us even more. So the month of June is dedicated to the Citi Business Festival, and we are breaking communication, as we call it today. All through the month of June on 97.3 Citi FM and Channel 1 Television, we are dedicating the airwaves to business, celebrating Ghanaian businesses, re-examining our business modules and practices through business fora, sharing knowledge through our on-air discussions, and that's happening from the 1st through to the 30th of June. Every weekday at 9 a.m. on the Citi Breakfast Show and 10 a.m. on Breakfast Daily on Channel 1 TV. Expert interviews, practical tips, and insightful panel discussions, all in the month of June. Plus, the Agri Fair from the 20th to the 22nd of June. Citi Business Festival 2025 will end with the Management Bootcamp. 1 week of intensive management immersion. Oh my God. Can't wait for that. Call 0205973973 to register your managers for the Management Bootcamp that we've put together with a stellar array of business leaders. Citi Business Festival is proudly brought to you by Absa Bank and MTN Business. Oh my God. But for now, the business sense that I brought to you, sponsored by Access Bank, deposit 250 cedis into your existing or current account or savings account. Join the promo and you could win a share rather of 500,000 cedis in cash. The other rewards like PS5s, iPhone 16, Chromebooks and more in our 4 monthly mini draws and 2 mega draws. Visit our website ghana.accessbankplc.com or call us toll free 0800 4400.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
If you have 250 Ghana cedis right now, it can do wonders for you. Chairman, Fabeji, it could turn your tears into joy in the Access Bank Fakitwa Beji Kese promo. Madam, Fabeji, it could get you up to 50,000 Ghana cedis cash prize. Business owner, Fabeji. As a student, make transactions with your Access Bank card, and that could get you Spotify and Netflix subscriptions, PS5, iPhone 16 Pro Max, and more. This be out of class senso. Fabeji, you see what 250 Ghana cedis can do for you? And Kasakra. Fabeji. It's the Access Bank Fakitwa Beji Kese promo. Deposit a minimum of 250 Ghana cedis and its multiples in your new or existing account and be on your way to winning a share of the 580,000 Ghana cedis in cash prizes and other amazing rewards. The more you deposit, the more your chances of winning. Promo runs from now to September 2025. This promo is in partnership with NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply. Access Bank, more than banking.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation. The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Once I see you go, I'm a yacht of trouble. The music, I've been chin up to the same.
And this is one of the signature tunes of the show. He calls it Sunkwa. His name is Jedu Bliambole. Oh my God!
I'm sorry,
it's almost hear that. It's all about the collection. It's all about the bribe. Oh my God! This is what you call social commentary. Jedu Bliambole.
Yes, sir.
Takradi's finest. A gentleman's gentleman.
Yes, Don't be like it.
Yeah, using this. Let me pay my bills first before I allow you to. Before you manifest. Yes, I know. The newspaper review segment is brought to you by Fidelity Bank. Every goal deserves a chance to flourish. And with hard work, dedication, and a strong belief in yourself, the seed of greatness is within reach. So let's help you turn your dreams into reality. We are here for your journey. Fidelity Bank, believe with us. And the segment is also brought to us by Piva beverages with 5 distinct flavors for you to choose from. Don't miss out on the refreshing Piva Tangy, Piva Grapefruit, Piva Cocktail, Piva Orange and Cola. I got a very interesting message this morning from a listener who said that her daughter shares a birthday with us. So we should do well to do it before 7:20. Now, I'm not sure if, apparently we have to gauge the time they're in the car. And it's a very difficult work to do. So let me just do it once. And then later I'll do it another time so that I'll see whether I'll get. But she says that her daughter really admires us. And that she shares a birthday. So kindly mention her name this morning for me. Please, we will drop her off at school by 7:20. And we will be glad if this can be done before the sports segment. So this clearly a listener who knows her job. Her name is Aseye Effie Nkansa. Effie Nkansa, a pupil of Brainy Burn School. I wish her wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. May she excel in whatever she does. Coming from me, her dad. Oh, so this is from the dad. Ike. Her mother, Winifred Nkansa, and her sister, Ceci Araba Nkansa. So you can see some fancy and everything moving, you know the thing. So the dad is called Ike, the mother is called Winifred, and the sister is called Ceci Araba. But the person we are celebrating is Aseye, who happens to share a birthday with Richard Sky and Bernard Avle. So Aseye, we'll do it again, don't worry. We'll do it again. Richard Sky is in white. A man can never be. I saw something yesterday. Something I saw yesterday was very nice. The guy said, the son of a charcoal seller can also wear white shirt.
Yes.
And I think that's your testimony. Yes. Hey, the son of a charcoal seller can wear white shirt. That is the testimony. So today you are in white. Every day you raise some
Atike masulogo, jogbetie sulogo. Atike masulogo, jogbetie sulogo. Amusiangula me omula gbema, jogbetie sulogo. Agba o, nyama no gba koko mama ore. Agba o, nyama no gba koko mama ore. Abledo mama daga,
my brother.
Agaedo mama pogaro.
Amen.
Yeah, man, Coco, mama.
No, Charlie, you pull the thing.
Rocky Benjiba.
You therefore. Charlie, you know the way you're able to sing this song without instrument. That's what. So who used to sing this song?
Oh, so my paternal grandmother, yeah.
Because these are deep things, pal.
Yes. But logo. Do you understand that?
I don't understand it. What does it mean?
It's a lone tree somewhere in the wilderness.
That becomes what?
I'll leave the rest.
Richard, the last guy. No. You're a whole mood.
Yeah.
I'm going to create you as an emoji on my phone. I'm going to create Richard Sky emoji. So like I'm activating a Richard Sky. So I'm dropping some Anglo like Baja song. You know, no, you didn't.
Yeah. So that one is for the assessment.
No, you big man.
Yeah. So when we return, I will do the
the normal one. Okay, so this one is for the assessment.
This one, yes.
It's for the elders.
Hey, good old let me go into the Chronicle, but the Chronicle says this morning, Mahamas Gold Board, the real McCoy. Ato Forsen says it has stopped chaos in gold purchases. Robust and sustainable outlook for the Ghana cedi expected.
Okay.
Also, Tokonu, 49 other judges received rent alawa in error and refunded the said payment. And then also on the front page this morning, Doomsaw is slowing down the economy. The minority is complaining.
Well, Graphic leads with this one, enacts policies for processed foods to combat NCDs, non-communicable diseases. These are experts demanding, making these demands of the government, and collection of property tax to be decentralized. This is the sector minister speaking. Lead in fight against corruption. The Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana is charging its members and recruit more education support personnel. Tewu tells government.
The Ghanaian Times says this morning, floods hit Accra again. 4 die, 3,000 houses affected, and then we're told that cars have been swept away. May their souls rest in perfect peace. Also on the front page this morning, the Ghanaian Times is also still looking for help for Agnes Owusu. So if you want to be kind this morning in support of all of us here celebrating our birthday, please reach out and help Agnes Owusu. We'll do our part. And then also on the front page this morning, Citi now standout performer among global currencies, and some other stories on the front page.
Daily Guide, stop talking, put the lights on. Minority to Jinapo. Atuforsen hails gold board for cedi stabilization. Tokonu, 49 judges refunded undue rent allowance. 3 die in Adenta flood. Baumia apologizes over 2024 defeat.
The Daily Post says this morning, Gold Board has contributed immensely to recent currency stability. That's coming in from Ato Forsen, the Minister for Finance. Also on the front page, MPA commits to improving service conditions of fuel tanker drivers. Right. Godwin Aduji Tamaklu speaking here as the MPA.
The overseer has the NPA story as well, assuring fuel tankers their conditions will improve. Cedi stability will be sustained. This is Finance Minister assuring. Okai Minta chairs NSA board, promises to build robust authority, and we got many things wrong. Please forgive us. This is Dr. Baumia begging Ghanaians. That's how the paper couches it. And Cocoa Marketing Company Board inaugurated.
Finally, the New Republic says Baumia in tears in London. And then also Namwan loses big in court. And then also something here about Adenta farmers in Agone.
All right.
The final one is Graphic Business. First National Bank leads in customer service loyalty, and top of mind brand GCB reigns.
All right, let me take you online. A few stories. Transfer fares to drop by 15% effective May 24th. That's good news. Meanwhile, Aboso Kind Spare Parts Dealer says we cannot reduce prices now. Amin Adams says tariff war with US not in Ghana's interest. AMA begins major decongestion exercise in Accra CBD today.
Okay.
Meanwhile, food security has improved under Burkina Faso's Ibrahim Traore. This is Professor Enning. He also says Traore is targeted by the West for prioritizing his people. In other headlines, no need for load shedding timetable. Energy Ministry is reacting, and Afram Plains North doesn't have a single tarred road.
Sure.
Hey, this is the MP. This is the second MP I've heard say this. Yeah. I think an MP earlier last week also said the same thing.
West or East, yeah.
Meanwhile, poor maintenance culture fueling floods, according to the Hydrological Authority. If you go to channel1news.com this morning, some other headlines making the rounds. Outlook for Citi's performance remains robust and sustainable. Ato Forsen speaking. Also, private citizen petitions Mahama to dissolve committee probing Tokonu. And Guta condemns G-Tech's and justified caution to Joseph Obing over honorary doctorate title.
Yes.
I told you this. Meanwhile, Dr. Edua Nani Entry has been named SEC chair. Now, this guy was the guy who led the pensioner bondholders in their quest to get their monies retrieved.
Correct.
And he's now he's a very experienced markets player. Right. He's now the board chair of SEC, which is run by former MP for K2 North.
Honorable Aveji.
Yes, so that's a good appointment. Then the finance minister also swears in new gold board members. Let me give you some quick headlines on my John line. GPRT to reduce prices, we've said this already. Ghanaians really choose first timers. Baumia banks on 2028 come back. And then IGP orders raid on illegal mining hub at Wasa Japa after Joy News report. And then we are also told national security officials storm Lakeside after Sunday's deadly floods. All right. So where are we going this morning?
Well, I don't know whether we want to start with the gold board.
Yeah.
Because the biggest thing happening, and we're told it is the anchor of the CDO to some extent.
Yes, as the board is inaugurated.
Exactly. The Chronicle has a story, Jennifer Ambule, reporting on page 3, says the finance minister, Dr. Tukeso Forsen, has declared that Ghana has finally put an end to the long-standing confusion and fragmentation in the gold purchasing sector. Now, he made this assertion during the official inauguration of the governing board of the newly established Ghana Gold Board, which is also known as the Gold Board, a state entity tasked with streamlining gold trade in the country. Now, addressing the board and dignitaries at the event, Dr. Forsen stated, quote, the erstwhile chaos in Ghana's gold purchasing sector that prevented the nation from fully benefiting from its gold resources has come to an end, unquote. Now, according to the minister, multiple institutions previously engaged in gold trading without coordination, which not only diluted the country's revenue potential, but also led to widespread gold smuggling and foreign exchange.
Well, he's also assured that the CD stability will be sustained. Finance Minister Dr. Kasiel Ato Forsen has assured Ghanaians that the recent stability and appreciation of the Ghanaian CD will be sustained, citing strong economic fundamentals and coordinated policy measures. His comments come as the government continues to implement economic recovery strategies focused on stability, growth, and sustainability. You're speaking at the inauguration of the board you just heard about. He highlighted that the Ghana cedi has emerged as a top performing currency globally, appreciating by 16.7% against the US dollar year to date as of May 13, 2025.
And as a consequence, transfer fares are set to drop by 15% starting Saturday, May 24, following a successful negotiation between transport operators and the Ministry of Transport. The fare adjustment reflects recent economic developments, including a sustained appreciation of the cedi against the dollar, contributing to a notable drop in fuel prices. Meanwhile, spare parts dealers are having none of that. They say they are resisting a reduction in prices despite the recent appreciation of the Ghana cedi. The dealers argue that the current stock was purchased when the exchange rate was significantly higher, making it economically unfeasible to reduce prices at this time. Let's move away from the economy.
Yes, I take you to light energy, still related to that. Stop talking, put the lights on. Minority to Jinapor story on page 3 of Daily Guide. And as Kofi Edu writes from Parliament that the minority in Parliament has accused the Minister of Energy and Green Transitions, John Jinapor, of focusing on public relations while the country's power sector slides deeper into crisis. The caucus expressed frustration over what they described as the minister's pattern of fear-inducing statements and failure to offer real solutions. I think the minister spoke yesterday.
Yes,
and was providing data.
Let me give you some follow-up on that then. The Ministry of Energy has said there's no need for a timetable, as I think that the minority called for that as well. The Ministry of Energy says there's no need for a timetable. In a statement issued on Monday, May 19, the ministry, through a spokesperson and head of communication, Richmond Roxon, Esquire, emphasized that Ghana's current power generation capacity is adequate to meet national demand, including during peak periods, while acknowledging that we have inherited an extremely challenging distribution system, the government and the power sector players continue to take the needed steps to permanently resolve these challenges.
Okay, let me take you now to something we are all very much interested in: decentralization and the collection of property rates or taxes. Now, the story in the Ghanaian Times says decentralizing collection of property tax begins this year. Ahmed Ibrahim, the Minister for Local Government, is quoted here by Cecilia Iyada Lagba saying, now the story says government will decentralize the collection of property tax to enhance resource mobilization in the country.
Correct.
The Minister for Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, Mr. Ahmed Ibrahim, has disclosed. Now, according to him, decentralizing the system would allow metropolitan, municipal and district assemblies to maximize and take charge of collecting property rates, and that will help in their development.
It's very important. Let's get to the floods.
Now, Daily Guide says on page 3 that 3 die in a Adenta flood.
Meanwhile, the Ghanaian Times says it's 4.
Yes,
Yes,
the
that's
numbers
right.
have been
Numbers.
updated.
In Adenta, there are 3, but elsewhere we
Yes.
know that one more person. So the Adenta Municipal Assembly has confirmed that 3 individuals lost their lives due to severe flooding triggered by heavy rainfall across parts of Accra on Sunday, May 18. The Municipal Chief Executive, Ella Essinam Nongo, reported the fatalities occurred in various communities, including Lakeside, Nana Krom, and New Legon. In a statement to Accra Bay City FM, Madame Nongo revealed that 2 victims were from Lakeside, including a 4-year-old girl from Nana Krom and a gentleman from New Legon. A torrential downpour, which lasted nearly 3 hours and began around 3 p.m., submerged major roads and isolated several neighborhoods. Areas such as Waja, Kanesia, Debraka, Denta, Dodowa, and Tema also experienced significant flooding.
It was
As
nationwide. There was
Yeah.
flooding in the central region, in Ashanti region, and
Ashanti
many parts
region
of the
as
country
well,
as well. Now, the head of drains of the Ghana Hydrological Authority, Richard Kofi Ameko, has underscored the urgent need for a national commitment to better maintenance practices, particularly in the management of drainage systems, as a critical step in tackling Ghana's recurring flooding problem. His comments come after the rains. Now, in the graphic, there's an article that says the attitude of Ghanaians more than the infrastructure is the problem. So we don't just need new infrastructure, we need new mindset.
That's true.
If we are to reduce flooding.
It starts on page 7.
Yes, it's an article that has been penned by one of their contributors.
That's right. Page number 7. Accra flooding crisis of attitude, not just infrastructure. Dennis Ajay Boateng writes that.
Correct.
And he says every year, like clockwork, Accra and its surrounding municipalities find themselves drowning literally in the aftermath of heavy rains. The flooding that occurred yesterday, this is much earlier. It's another grim reminder of the city's vulnerability. In just under 3 hours of rain. Okay, so it's just giving you background and goes on to blame our
Just a
attitude.
final one there. AMA begins major decongestion exercise in Accra CBD today. This story is by Ejubi Wafia Kintinzas. The Accra Metropolitan Assembly, in partnership with Korle Klottey Municipal Assembly, will begin a decongestion exercise today, Tuesday, May 20. The operation will initially target areas around the AMA head office, including Kimbu Road to Railways, ECG Junction to Kintakita Wea Statue, and Opera Square to Adabraka.
Okay. But now let's stay within the social space quickly. If you go to page 13 of the Daily Graphic, there's a story that recruit more education personnel to support teaching. The story is by Emmanuel Boni and Godiva Mensa, and the story says the Teachers and Educational Workers Union TEU of the Trades Union Congress TUC has called on the government to urgently recruit more non-teaching staff in education support and education support personnel to cater for the increasing number of students in the various educational institutions. Now, it said the current number of ESP was being overburdened with extra duties, which had health implications, among others, for the people who work in the space. Now, aside that, it said about 600 non-teaching staff were due to go on retirement this year, hence the need for government to put in place measures to recruit more staff to support education.
Right. Feasibility studies for new national capital underway. This is President Mahama. The political desk of Graphic is reporting on page 18. President John Dramani Mahama has stated that feasibility studies were underway for the design of a new national capital. That, he explained, was to address the mounting pressure from rapid urbanization, traffic congestion, and inadequate infrastructure. It is time to think long-term and plan for a new city to ease this burden, Mr. Mahama said while addressing a number of chiefs and people at Dodowa last Friday during his thank you tour.
Okay, so let me go to the man he defeated in the last elections. Baumia, we're told he's been in London, and Philip Anto reporting for the New Republic says the former vice president and 2024 presidential candidate of the opposition New Patriotic Party, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, found himself in the United Kingdom shedding what the paper calls crocodile tears to elicit sympathy from party supporters as he publicly begged for forgiveness following the MPP's devastating loss in the 2024 general election. And quickly before we wrap up, Bernard, if you go to the Hohwe constituency, Peter Amawu has been restrained from holding himself out as former MP for Hohwe in the 8th Parliament. The story is in the Chronicle, page 3, says the Court of Appeal sitting in Koforidua on Monday granted an application for interlocutory injunction restraining Mr. John Peter Amawu from holding himself out as Member of Parliament for Hohwe constituency.
And very finally, Daily Guide, Tokonu 49 judges refunded undue rent allowance. Jibril Abdul Razak writes that it has emerged that the suspended Chief Justice Gertrude Tokonu and some 49 judges at the Supreme Court and lower courts have returned to the state various sums of monies erroneously paid to them by the Judicial Service as rent allowance. Information gathered by Daily Guide based on records from the Judicial Service indicate that the 50 judges were paid a total of 2,417,992.12 Ghana cedis, including tax, although they were living in official government properties.
Good. That's all we have time for. A lot happening on the show proper. Thank you, Richard Sky.
Bless you.
The birthday boy.
Yeah, the birthday boy.
Happy birthday, gentlemen.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, gentlemen.
You should have gone to do a Zephylo before the birthday. It's very important. Coming up next is the City Business News. Stay with us.
Looking for a burst of flavor in every sip? Discover the refreshing taste of Piva beverages. Enjoy the classic Piva Cola flavor, perfect fit anytime. How about a fruity adventure? Try our delightful Piva orange fruit drink packed with recognized citrus flavor. Craving something exotic? Our Piva cocktail fruit drink brings the tropics to you. For a sweet and juicy treat, grab our grapefruit drink and don't miss out on the refreshing Piva Tangerine fruit drink, bursting with tangerine flavor. Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape, Piva Tangerine. Grab yours today. Available now at your local store. Call us on 055-00-322-31. Piva, a taste you love. This advert is FDA approved.
P for Piva.
My buddy, when you wake up in the morning and you know the money calling, oh, you go work, but you know it's out your side. If I believe with us, if I hold my hand and believe, cause you know it's out your side. And when you dream, no say I live for you. And when you hustle every day, when you wanna go, anything you do, I live for you. If I believe I live your side, fidelity. If I believe with us, fidelity. If I know I live your side, fidelity.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Google me. And what time will you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I don't change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind says be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish Magobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why you hand the Magobe inside?
I give you info. Make a feel the gobe too small.
The gogo.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
City Business News at 7 with Neil Latilati. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Birthday Man.
Anima Jofedano.
Onyo Jofwe. Well, welcome. This is the breakfast edition of City Business News brought to you by MTN, Goil and EcoBank. Coming up, transport operators express readiness to effect downward adjustment in transport fares following fall in fuel prices. Also, cement prices remain high as Citi gains fail to lower the cost of the product on the market. Later, energy analysts demand strong reforms to tackle Africa's power crisis. I am Ni Latte. Many thanks indeed for joining us. Transport fares are set to go down by 15% from Saturday following agreement between transport operators and the Ministry of Transport. The downward adjustment comes on the back of a strengthening Citi and falling fuel prices, two key factors influencing operational cost. This development also follows calls by the Abosokan Spare Parts Dealers Association for price reductions on auto parts in response to improved exchange rates. Industrial Relations Officer of the GPRTU, Abbas Moro, tells City Business News the fare reduction is a timely response to market conditions and a relief for commuters.
We met with them today after a marathon meeting. Finally, we agreed to register our stand by also giving our quota for Ghana's current situation. We did agree that we have finally agreed to lower fares by 15%, but it will take effect from Saturday. So this is the decision we arrive at. Although currently the spare parts sellers are promised to reduce some of their prices.
Abbas Moro is Industrial Relations Officer of GPRTU. Meanwhile, the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers wants transport operators to fully comply with the directive and assured that the Chamber will continue pushing for further relief should fuel prices decline again. Duncan Amwa is Executive Secretary of the Chamber.
Ghanaians will be grateful to the transport operators for heeding their calls for a reduction in commercial transport fares. This is what responsible associations or unions are known to do. 15 is significant. We would, however, be watching the space. If the trend continues and we end up somewhere in the 10 Ghana region for the price of fuel or the exchange to $1, I'm sure we'll come back to our transport operators. But for now, what I can say is that this is a good gesture. I would entreat and implore all the driver bodies across the country to comply, because it will not be as though the system is cheating them.
Executive Secretary of the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers, Duncan Amwa. More on prices, because despite widespread indications about a drop in cement prices, particularly gas M32R market checks by City Business News show prices remain largely unchanged. Retailers say the recent appreciation of the Ghana Cedi is yet to reflect in actual reductions, with gas M32R still selling at around 120 cedis per bag. There is more in the following report.
At a time when the city is enjoying one of its strongest runs in years, expectations are high that the cost of goods, especially imported and other critical products like cement, will drop. But traders in parts of Accra have dismissed claims making rounds online, saying cement prices have not only held steady, but in some cases seen slight increases over the last 2 quarters.
For me, I just received my goods this morning. So the factory price is 120 cedis, but I'm selling it 130 cedis. That's for now. Yeah.
Medium, 105 cedis.
There hasn't been any reduction. I even placed an order at 105 cedis per bag, and I'm yet to receive it. So all those reports are just hearsay.
They argued that factors such as high transport costs, rising input prices, and supply chain constraints continue to weigh on pricing, making it difficult for recent price gains to reflect immediately at the retail level.
It's not about the dollar. It is about the cracker issue. Because what they are telling us is there's no cracker. The cracker is not in the market. So for instance, for this cement, it's almost one month before I got this cement. The quantity that I ordered for, I don't get that quantity.
We understand clinker is in short supply, so if there is enough of it and that combines with stable exchange rates, it could push prices down and offer some relief.
Emmanuel, upon with that report, a good time to go on to the currency board. The dollar could be sold to you at 13 cedis 50 pesos. The euro is going for 15 cedis 50 pesos, and the British pound selling at 17 cedis 50 pesos. Well, a reminder, these remain rates being offered at some forex bureaus in the capital. You are still listening to the breakfast edition of City Business News with me, Ni Latte. Let's move on. Energy analysts across Africa are urging bold, results-driven action and a fundamental shift in leadership mindset to address the continent's persistent electricity access challenges. This call comes amid widespread power outages, high electricity tariffs, and sluggish progress in renewable energy uptake despite Africa's vast solar potential and rising energy demand. Netele Ajahu has the rest of the story.
The call came during the Africa Sustainable Energy Dialogue organized by the Africa Sustainable Energy Center, where energy sector experts of energy poverty on the continent. While over 600 million Africans still live without access to electricity, Dr. Umar Farouk Ibrahim, Secretary General of the African Petroleum Producers Organization, stressed that the issue runs deeper than a lack of infrastructure.
I think Africa's biggest challenge is really visionary leadership. We lack visionary leadership, we lack political will, and that our quest to satisfy our immediate wants have always been primary in all the decisions and policies that we take. We have enough in terms of energy to let it go around for a vast majority of our people to have access to energy. But today, 75% of the oil that we produce is exported out of Africa.
Board Chairman of UBA, Kweku Ando Awatri, said many of the sector's issues stem from a long-standing view that electricity should be a public service, which has stifled investment.
I feel like Ghana, which privatized and provided, the framework of private sector participation, you find that now, 20, 15 years later, the country owes these private sector players upwards of $2 billion. And it shows up all the issues that are required to maintain a healthy, profitable sector, but also that then enables access to the rest of the people. Now we have technologies and opportunities around renewables like solar in particular, where you allow for decentralized generation solutions.
That was former Executive Vice President of Talo Oil PLC, Kweku Awatri, ending that report by Netele Ajahu. The Securities and Exchange Commission has a new governing board chaired by the former Director General, Dr. Edu Anani Entry, with a clear mandate to safeguard investor interest and restore confidence in the capital markets. Finance Minister Dr. Kasayol Atoforsin, who inaugurated the board, called for the urgent need for regulatory credibility, warning that the public must no longer pay the price for lapses in oversight. Other members of the board include Acting Director General Dr. James Kluche Aveji, Emmanuel Mensah Thompson, Deborah Ejimfra, Dr. Zakaria Mumuni, Louise Kwame Amo, Registrar of Companies, Maame Sama Pepra, Edward Kale Ewola Daring, William Kofi, and Helen Adjoa Intoso, and a nominee from the General Legal Council. And that's it for the breakfast edition of City Business News on 97.3 City FM. It was brought to you by MTN, Goyle, and EcoBank. There's more news on citynewsroom.com/business. I am Ni Latte. Do have a good business day.
Charlie, where are you? Bossman, I'm at the bank.
Really? But your car is in front of your house.
Bro, my bank on my phone, Charlie.
Oh, how?
EcoBank, bro. With EcoBank mobile app, I can do everything, anywhere, anytime. Listen, I just checked my account balance, paid Ahmed's school fees, and sent money to my grandma at Walwale.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Masa, just download the EcoBank mobile app from the Google Play Store or the App Store, or dial *770# and be your own bank manager.
Manager.
Whether to pay bills or fees, to check account statements, send money across Ghana, abroad, and more, EcoBank mobile app has got it covered. EcoBank Mobile, making everyday people live everyday lives the EcoBank way. EcoBank, the Pan-African bank.
It's your day off and you end up looking after the baby while your wife goes off to work. You realize you have no idea how to change a diaper. So you video call your wife.
Hello, darling.
Yeah, hello. Hello.
Kojo, is everything all right?
Everything is not all right. I'm not seeing Topo. How do I change a baby's diaper, please?
Kojo. Okay, first, put the diaper.
The video call freezes. While you wait for the internet to catch up, the baby sprouts a fountain and wets the diaper. As you are getting a new one, your wife comes back online.
Kojo, no.
But I have to go and get a new diaper. What must I do next? I beg, quick.
Open the front of the diaper. It's the side that has...
Wow, look, the video freezes again. Abba.
By now, you know where the conversation is going. There's no buffering in real life, so why accept it from your internet connection? Get connected and experience ultra-fast internet to your home, powered by MTN Fiber Broadband. From the Internet Masters. MTN, everywhere you go.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
$12:57 City Business News was brought to you by EcoBank and MTN. Everyday people face different emergencies: police, fire, flood, now medical, just name them. But the money emergency is another big one too. *770# is the new EcoBank money emergency number. Yes, *770#. It gives you instant access to loans, funds transfer, utility payments, airtime, data purchase, all without data. There is no need to panic when you find yourself in money emergency. EcoBank will always come to your rescue. So please dial *770# now for solutions to your money emergency. EcoBank is the Pan-African bank. Hey, boss lady. What's up? Yes, I'm talking to you, the go-getter, the planner, the do-it-all woman building a business one bold step at a time. MTN sees you and we are cheering you on every step of the way. That's why we've created the MTN Ejumapa just for you. It's more than a bundle, it's your new business bestie with special data and call bundles. You stay connected to your customers, suppliers, and everything that helps your hustle grow. But wait, that's no more. That's not all. There's more. MTN Ejumapa also comes with insurance benefits to help protect the business you've worked hard to build. It's time to level up, scale up, and shine brighter than ever. Dial *5060# now. Grab your Ejumapa bundle. Let's get to work on your success story together. MTN Ejumapa, powering women in business. Ready for kickoff? Gabby Affairs here. Let's share who is proud to be associated with Kickoff, same as Polytank and Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP. Let's share who Don't Commit campaign is coming to you. They say from now till the end of June, they've reduced interest rates just for you, whether it's education, rent, or unexpected expenses. You've got the right loan to meet your needs. Call Nana on 02700 4799, 02700 4733. Call or WhatsApp Nana. You're good to go. Your life will be made easier. Act now before the offer ends. Let's share, let's improve life. And when it comes to water storage tanks, the name we all know is Polytank. They've been around for 3 decades, trusted by all generations. Whether you want Rambo, Hippo, Sumo, or Super Sumo, durability is always assured. The original is always the best. Papa no Ankasa. Polytank is the name. do not forget that we do not request for Momo payments online. And Premium understands Premium, the new Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP with its carbon neutral properties is the one for your premium vehicle. Shell Pure Plus technology prevents dirt build-up with exceptional cleaning power. So if you want your classic car to run smoothly like a Ferrari for years to come, use the Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP made for Premium. And Gabby Affair is ready with kickoff.
O'Reilly, fist across and in. The recommendation is goal. Brighton 3, Liverpool 2.
Well, Liverpool suffering their fourth loss of the season after being crowned champions. So the Premier League reactions coming up, plus some news from the Ghana Premier League. Legon Cities will not play in the Top Flight League next season. All of that plus some athletics and more. Thanks to Shell. Shell Go Well, Zonda GH, Polytown Ghana, and Lesheho. Let's improve life. All right, so I am Gabiofer. Let's start off with some athletics and Ghana's top track and field talents gathered at the Legon Sports Stadium over the weekend for the 2024 Accra Open. Now, the event featured athletes of all ages and forms part of preparations towards the World Championships in Japan. Let's get more from my colleague Julio Ashrifiomor.
The 2025 Accra Open brought together athletes of all ages and levels to the University of Ghana Stadium in a fierce display of speed, strength, and skill. Organized by the Ghana Athletics, the meet plays a key role in athlete development and selection ahead of the packed season, one that leads all the way to the World Championships in Japan. Ghana Athletic President Ba Fuseni says the junior events will lead into a final national championship in August. That's where the final team for the World Championships will be selected.
Now, this competition is part of our annual program, and this is the third of its kind. We started from Kumasi, went to Cape Coast, now we are in Accra, and this is seniors and juniors. It has been a while that we organize juniors and seniors, either seniors or junior, but this time that we are combining them because we want to give the juniors more competition for African Junior Championship in July in Cape Coast, in Nigeria. So these are their final trials. So after this one, we will select a junior team to represent Ghana at the African Junior Championship in Abeokuta, Nigeria.
This year's meet also featured junior and senior athletes eyeing the sport for the upcoming regional championships in Nigeria and Accra. Part of what officials call a funnel to the national team. Athletes Portia Nkrumah and Private Mahmoud Seidu share their thoughts and plans after their respective races.
The next competition, I will be trained hard, selected by Ghana team. Yeah, I want to be a national athlete.
The event, however, is largely self-funded. Officials are calling on donors and stakeholders to support their sustainability. Acting CEO of the Ghana Athletics, Ahmed Bafo, says they need all the help they can get.
It's not an easy one. We do this by ourselves. This is the point that I will use to appeal to individuals and corporate entities to come to our aid by way of partnership to be able to help those local athletes. It's not an easy thing.
All right, so that's my colleague Julio Ashrifi Amwa with our reports from the 2024 Accra Open. Let's stay with athletics. And president of Ghana Masters Athletics said Paum Boyoyo has described the Masters Athletics as an ideal platform for retired or aging athletes who still have the passion to drive and also compete. He called for renewed energy, investment and structure to rejuvenate Masters Athletics in Ghana.
Athletics is, or sports in general is something that we don't intend to have it killed off because sometimes it's of passion. So the Masters thing came about. It's a global event. I mean, carved out and affiliated to the World Athletics Federation. By extension, we are also affiliated to the Ghana Athletics Association. And it is a wing of the federation that is just looking at the mature athletes. I mean, former athletes or potential interested athletes at their old age, you know, and It is age capped, like age brackets. You will compete within a certain bracket of age just to keep body and soul also together. But at the international level, now it has become very competitive.
All right, so that's President of Ghana's Masters Athletics, Sid Palm, speaking to Citi Sports there. Well, to some women's football, and the Black Queens head coach Kim Lass Bjorkegren has announced a 24-player squad for the upcoming international friendlies again in Cote d'Ivoire, scheduled for May 30 and June 3, 2025. The matches are part of preparations for the 2025 Women's African Cup of Nations, which will start from July 5 to 26 in Morocco. While new call-ups include Nancy Amo of Ampem Dakwan Ladies, there's Afi Amenyaku of Northern Ladies, both earning their first senior national invitations. Also, WT Abigail Kofi Kim from Ankara Bibi Fomget in Turkey, and Louisa Enimwa of Valadares in Portugal. While in the GPL, Legon Cities have been relegated from the top flight league after that 4-1 defeat to Nations FC yesterday at the University of Ghana Stadium. Kelvin Ampofo scored twice, with Emmanuel Ano and Sadiq Alassa also on target for Nations, who are now top of the league with 3 games remaining. The results leave Legon City stuck on 25 points from 31 matches, confirming their drop to Division 1 with 2 games still to play. Well, let's take you to the Premier League, and champions Liverpool twice let the lead slip as Brighton fall back in style to gain a victory to boost their slim hopes of securing European football next season. The Reds led 1-0 and then 2-1 at half-time before the Seagulls recovered well to move 8th in the table, 3 points above Brentford. Arne Slot sides won the title with 4 games to spare, but now have picked just 2 points since, and they've also become the first side in the Premier League era not to win any of their next 3 matches in the same campaign after becoming champions. Here's Arne Slot after the game.
2 very good teams playing against each other, wanting to play football, no time wasting, no diving, nothing about that. Just it was a joy to watch both teams trying to play as they did. And I think momentum changed during the game. There was a moment when we were on 2-1. I think we controlled the game. I waited for us to score the third. That probably would have killed the game, but we didn't. And when they scored the 2-2, I think momentum swung towards them. And they did score the third one. So great game of football. Unfortunately, not with the result we wanted.
And actually, it feels like that key moment at 2-1 up was when that ball came the way of Mo Salah inside the 6-yard box. And you know that 99 times out of 100, that's going in the back of the net. But today was the one.
Yeah, and these moments at this level do make a difference, because at certain levels you can miss many of these chances because the next one will come, the next one will come.
All right, so that's Liverpool's Arne Slot speaking after their 4th loss against Brighton last night. Well, Fabian Herzl was proud of his Brighton players' character and courage to come back in their crucial 3-2 win against Liverpool, which keeps their hopes for European football next season.
Very impressed. They show character in a not easy situation. They stayed together. They continue playing with courage, and they didn't hide after they had the setbacks, and that's very important, especially for this young group, that they asked for the ball, that they still try to bring our style of play on the pitch, and therefore I'm really proud of them.
All right, so that's Brighton's boss, Fabian Herzl, speaking there. Well, 2 more games coming up later today from March week 37, and the games will be on radio. Crystal Palace will take on Wolves at the Selhurst Park at 7 p.m. Same time at the Etihad Stadium is Manchester City taking on Bournemouth, and that game will be live on 97.3 live radio commentary from our partners TalkSport in the UK. Bournemouth are 6th on the table heading into tonight's clash against the Citizens. Manchester City would have to win to stand any chance of qualifying for Champions League football next season. Yes, Pep Guardiola ahead of today's game.
Of course, it's important to qualify, but for other teams like except because it's just for the titles, except Newcastle that won the Carabao Cup, Liverpool that won the Premier League, and Manchester City that won the Community Shield. The other teams don't win the trophies. So when the other teams like is Chelsea, and of course Chelsea can win 1 title, and of course Tottenham and the final against Betis, and after United and Tottenham can win the Europa League. All the other teams, they are expecting, of course, qualify for Champions League, but it is important for every club that play this competition next season.
All right, so that's Manchester City's manager Pep Guardiola speaking ahead of tonight's game against Bournemouth at the Etihad Stadium. That game will kick off at 7 p.m. Well, let's finish off with some tennis. And Emma Raducanu produced an encouraging display to reach the second round in Strasbourg as she continued to build momentum before the French Open. She accepted a late wildcard for the tournament and was in fine form in a 6-1, 6-3 win over world number 17 Daria Kazatkina. Well, that's the very latest in the world of sports. For more, you can head to citysportsonline.com. And on X, you can find us at City Sports GHA. Kickoff was proudly brought to you by Shell, Shell Go Wall, Polytown Ghana, Zonda GH, and Lesheho. Let's improve life. I am Gabi Ofer. Enjoy the rest of your day. Do take care and bye-bye.
Services, innovative financial solutions. We deliver on our promise, cause we are number one. Let's share go, we improve your life. Let's share go. Even when you're stuck with nothing, no matter your situation, let's share go, we improve your life. Let's share go, let's share go, let's share go, mama, mama. Let's share go, we improve your life.
Where are you headed today? Techiman, Salaga, Aflao, or beyond? At Shell, we believe your true destination isn't just today's journey. It's about where you want your business, your family, and your dreams to be tomorrow. So Shell Rimula is formulated to help you journey better. With anti-wear additives for ultimate protection, Shell Rimula with advanced Protection Plus technology prevents oil thickening and guards against harmful deposits. Shell Rimula oils help your engine start effortlessly in any weather, because when your truck starts, your journey starts. Shell Rimula, the engine oil that works as hard as you. Drive forward. Reach your real destination with Shell Rimula.
Stronger brand you can trust. Polytank, we get some more Rambo and get some more super. And the Poly challenge we did. Polytank, Papa no no, Papa no no no, Papa no no, Papa no no no, Papa no no, Ankasa. Polytank, the original, always the best.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
At Phoenix Insurance, we make the unpredictable predictable and the uncertain certain with our range of products, including motor insurance, fire insurance, engineering insurance, marine insurance, accident insurances, and all types of bonds. We have you covered. We also support you with risk management advice to enable you stay focused on your business. Take a policy with Phoenix Insurance today. We help you rise from adversity stronger and more secure. Contact us on 0302 246319 or 0302 246644. Phoenix Insurance, a delightful service experience delivered with wisdom.
Let me do my thing.
Girls, leave me and let me do my thing. I'm tired of everyone chasing the same old. Awesome intelligence is the new magic. Get your Samsung Galaxy A56, A36, or A26 5G. eSIM included. This trip, school go big as I pull out my awesome intelligence. Pictures, videos, slow-mo, filters will be awesome. That's the new Galaxy experience. So let me do my thing. Let me be different, unique, and most of all, awesome with my new Samsung A series. Grab your new awesome Galaxy A56, A36, or A26 5G. Level up your game with the new awesome.
Price starting at 4,199 cedis. Terms and conditions apply.
Are you ready to lead like never before?
Ready to master the art of strategy and inspire teams that thrive?
It's the Management Bootcamp 2025.
An exclusive high-impact training for mid to senior pros.
Learn from Ghana's finest industry minds, brought to you by Channel 1 TV and 97.3 Citi FM.
From the trusted voices of excellence, Citi FM and Channel 1 TV comes an elite training experience designed to sharpen your strategy, leadership, and communication.
Make a date for the Management Bootcamp 2025 from Sunday the 22nd of June to Saturday the 28th of June 2025. The venue is the Platinum Bay and Passion Base Hotels.
Call 0242-011-424 to register now.
The Management Bootcamp 2025. Lead forward. The Management Bootcamp 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from 97.3 Citi FM.
The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
The Money Matters segment is brought to you by Petra. Petra, achieve more.
Welcome to the Money Matters segment with Petra. Whether you're confident with numbers or experienced in business, a second opinion can bring clarity. The most financially savvy individuals work with advisors to refine their strategies, taxes, retirement, investments, and beyond. Because sometimes it's what you overlook that matters most. A skilled advisor offers a broader view, helping you make the most of every opportunity. At Petra, we're here to support your vision with expert advice at no cost. Dial *447*70# to speak to an expert today. Petra, achieve more.
The Money Matters segment was brought to you by Petra. Petra, achieve more.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
Hey there, all enterprise customers. We are rewarding all of you just for standing by us all this while. Simply keep doing the things you've always done with us, like renewing policies, making purchases, and more. The twist though, you have to do them on our self-service portal via web or the Enterprise Advantage app. Once you log into the portal, access Advantage Points and do any of the transactions you're allowed to do there in order to earn points. The more you transact, the more points you earn. The points you earn can be used to redeem loads of airtime, Momo, and other rewards. It's that simple. Just visit the portal, log in, and enjoy. Visit my.enterprisegroup.net.gh or download the Enterprise Advantage app to get started. Enterprise Advantage Points, because nothing you do should be pointless.
Enterprise, your advantage. This is the Citi Breakfast Show. The city's biggest conversation.
Moment of silence.
Something with
This is Citi 97.3.
Ah, boy. Hear me out. My telele, girl say she want some dangbelele. After she sip on the champagne, she benke mini matelele, magelele. Abba you like it, put in her mouth and she want bite it. Things set already and me have to strike it like a baby pelele in the 90s. Tell you this, deal with it, deal with it, deal with it in there. My telele, me a go deal with it about a thing where I want them. My telele. Make man if it work fast. My telele. Say she go give you the body, oh. She don't want your money, oh. My telele. Them they think you be hard, but you carry anti-car, oh. My telele. Telele, telele.
It be your own cargo. Me now basa don't call me. Take you while like a song goalie. My queen at home now when I bug bully. Man strong and fit cause so bully. Me head a burn up man a fire. No pill na syrup, Europe can cool I. Take you way up like El Shaddai. Come fill up your cup and test no lie. Deal with it, deal with it, deal with it in there. My tell you, me I go deal with it about a thing where I want them. My tell you, when the body buck and sock, make man if it walk past. My tell you, say she go give me the body oh, she don't want your money oh. My tell you, them they think you be hard but you carry anti-car. My tell you, it be your own cargo. My tell you, take it away, don't let it go. Don't fool your body, don't take it for two. Hey, plug it in, don't cut up the floor. Like chromium, nobody have to know. Whoa, yo. I like on your mahogany, see you mean I'm low. Whoa, yo. I've been daddy in a chicken window. Deal with it in there. My me I go deal with it about a thing.
Still dealing with the aftermath of a few hours of rain. Is this the best opportunity to salvage our cities? The MA wants to partner with the Korle-Klottey Metropolitan Assembly to do a decongestion exercise. But those are merely symptoms. What's the big solution? Very good article in the graphic today. I like to read it. I can't bring me the graphic. I like to read the article. I think sometimes as a country we need to reflect on some issues. So I'm going to read the article for you again. And another person sent me the daily graphic, April 18, 1960. Is it 19 what? 1960. April 18, 1960. And guess the big story there. When the rains came to Accra, 1960. The other headlines that morning: fast train services planned. And the Pope calls for peace. You know, I think it means that some things never change. The need for peace from the Pope in 1960. So it means they were misbehaving in 1960 to Sky. It's not Gaza and Netanyahu and Ukraine, Russia. The thing, they start because in 1960 the Pope was calling for peace. And can you imagine that they were thinking of a fast train? You know what's so sad about this front page? Okay, I don't know what a fast train is in relation to 1960. You understand? But our rail sector is almost dead. And I really think it's a sad commentary that how many years ago is 1960? 40 plus 25 is how much? 65 years ago. 65. Can you imagine that 65 years ago, the rains brought Accra to a standstill? They still do. Fast trains planned. And the reason the rain one shocks me is that usually you would think that you need more urbanization for flooding, right? In 1960, Ghana was very rural. So if you are getting Accra flooded in 1960, then what? I mean, then we shouldn't complain.
No.
Then we shouldn't complain because if 2025 is, we have over 60% of the country in urban areas. So more people have moved to Accra. So even 1960, Accra is getting flooded. Maybe those who are sharing this story trying to say that we've not improved, I actually think no. Because with urbanization comes these things. Mm-hmm. More concrete, more people in smaller spaces, more refuse produced. So it shouldn't be a problem. Is the train one that is worrying me?
So during the heyday of jet aviation in 1960s, the world entered the era of high-speed trains. One of such iconic examples was the turbo train created by the United Aircraft Corporation. Okay. This train was based on gas turbine technology designed for aeroplanes and could tilt during curves, allowing for higher speeds.
Okay, did you know that you didn't mention the speed of the trains? Because my worry is that if in 1960 people are talking about fast trains, and we are in 2025, the one I've never seen a fast train in Ghana. The only fast train I've sat on was from Birmingham to London. Okay, I've never seen a fast train in Ghana. So does it mean that even 55 years, 65 years after the technology was made, we still can't do it? So did we go or did we come? And so I want you to read the graphic story in 1960. Okay. The person who said the first train was planned, was it Nkrumah just talking, or did somebody believe him? You know, can you see the story?
Yes,
on the front page. Fast passenger train service have been planned for Ghana. What does a plan mean?
It was in a pipeline.
So is it like they are just hoping for it? Because if you say you've planned something, you should be delivering it after 65 years.
It's still in the pipeline.
No, it can't be. If the text is rather faint, but I feel we should read it. This is graphics, one of their old editions.
Yeah.
1960. So which means that 60 years from today, our children can be reading papers and say, this boy in 2025, they're not serious crowd.
18.
So like, look at this story today. Collection of property tax will be decentralized. Minister. Then by the year 2085, they will still be saying we have to decentralize. I mean, God forbid. But that's what we have created, a society where we say something, we don't do it. So after 65 years, we don't have fast trains. Accra is still getting flooded, and the Pope is still calling for peace. And all of those were things we said in 1960.
Yes.
I think we should close out the country.
The more we change, the more things change, the more they remain.
Can you see the I want you to read it.
So the speed was some 200 kilometers.
It's very faint.
Yes. I mean, you could achieve, the speed was around 200 kilometers.
Let me try and read the train story. I'm very interested in the train story. If somebody has a clearer version, please send it to me.
Yeah, it's really faint.
It's really faint.
What I've got.
No, Caleb, try.
Okay,
let me try here. It says, fast passenger train services have been planned for Ghana.
Yeah.
They may run on the Eastern Line and the Takoradi Achiasi Junction Accra Line. This was revealed by Mr. F.H. Plumage or something, General Manager of the Railway and Harbour Authority at Takoradi. He said the provisional service might be run when something have power something stocks. I can't see that thing.
Yeah, it's really faint.
The general manager said the railway and harbour authority made a total revenue of a certain amount, and then they now give the background. Charlie, no, we are not a serious society.
Well, we have to call him if he's alive and ask him why so maybe he sends a man to go and do an interview with him.
A lot of people sent me this story because they wanted me to comment about the rain. I think the bigger story is the rail. Because you've said something in 1960 that you want to do it. And I can rather say the rail sector has been completely decimated. In fact, the rail sector in 1960 was probably better than it is today. So we've actually deteriorated as a society.
Yeah.
When was the motorway built?
This must
check for me.
Okay, let me give you the accurate.
You know, if we don't do something drastic about our lives, 65 years from today, our children will come and say, hey, the people who live in Ghana in the year 2000 said they were not serious crowd.
Yeah, 1965, November 1965.
So the motorway was built 60 years ago.
Yeah.
60 years ago.
So it was open to traffic.
Yeah.
So, okay, let me say something good. At least this generation has found sense to do it, to redo it. So at least we are building a new motorway.
What are we doing? Is it what was done by Nkrumah or an inferior
what
version
the Ministry
of
of Roads said to me when I did an interview last year was that they want to renovate the motorway. But to renovate the motorway will take a lot of time. So they are building 2 lanes on the left, 2 lanes on the right, to move all traffic to those lanes. Then they will fix the motorway. 60 years after it was built.
So are they fixing it as in they are building the same concrete that took us all these years, or they are using bitumen and...
Again, I stand to be corrected. What Ahmed Yate told me, Caleb, you were here.
Yes.
He was saying that the road they are building now, they won't use concrete. They are using bitumen. Then, because to renovate a concrete motorway, according to him, takes a lot more time. So he says that the plan is that they will build these 2 on the left, 2 on the right that will be using. Then they will essentially, I'm not quoting him, figure out how to repair the motorway properly. So that when they are done, there's 2 on the left, 2 on the right, and then the other 4 in the middle. So it's going to be 8. 8. Or 2. Yeah, that's what he said. It's going to be 8. And I did this interview, I think, in November.
Yeah, so I just want clarity on what they intend to do with the motorway as is. In other words, because we've seen them use bitumen
the motorway,
in sections of the motorway.
Let me ask you a question.
I pray that they will preserve it.
So let me ask you, are you saying that a motorway is only a motorway if it's done with concrete?
No. Because of the historical, is that a correct phrase word to use?
Yeah.
Value and the heritage it holds, I do not think that we should scrap it off and lay asphalt there.
No, that's not what they are doing.
Yeah, I hope that's not what
I use the route every day. So what they are doing, at least to be fair, what I've seen, they've dug at least between here and the roof. It's like how much? A few feet. And they filled it with
about 15.
They filled it with aggregates, which is like rocks.
Yes.
And they've basically created the right foundation. They are building bridges. So the work they are doing, I can't complain about the work.
Yes.
Now, the road they will build will be similar to, say, the George Walker Bush Highway.
That's fine.
2 on the left, 2 on the right. Then there'll be a massive 4-lane road in the middle to be repaired. Now, the question is, how do you repair a concrete road built 60 years ago? I am not an engineer, so I don't know. But what I'm told was that they will not leave it like that. They will figure out what to do. Whether they will break it up completely and redo it with concrete, or whether they would get, I don't know. You have to talk to an engineer. But what I'm saying is that, to be fair to us, we have found a sense to at least build something adjacent to the motorway 60 years later. That is commendable. That is commendable because they've had governments since Nkrumah did it. We've had almost 10 governments. So at least this is a good thing. My worry is that the railway we plan, we didn't do anything about the plan.
We have Pakadan now.
We have what?
Pakadan.
What is that?
Pakadan, the locomotive.
Do you know what a fast train is?
Yeah, so those ones are the high-speed bullet trains and all of that.
No, but Francisca, it's sad though, that to think that 65 years after you say you've planned fast trains, I think the rail sector is completely dead. And I really want to urge the Minister for Transport. You know, the previous government had a Minister for Rail. I'm not sure if it's justified to have a separate ministry. I think that, and again, I stand to be corrected here. You know, the Minister of Transport has said that they are looking for a national carrier. All right. Sentimentally, it may make sense to have a national carrier. I think it makes more sense to develop rail than to build new airports, because you're a country that's now developing. So you have bauxite and manganese and all these things that you put on roads that destroys the roads. So you walk before you run. You obviously run before you fly. So you don't develop a country by building airports. You develop a country by building roads and rails. All right. And the Chinese have this saying that if you build a road, people will come. Right. So I think the Ministry of Transportation should re-engage Ghanaians on its railway master plan. Railway is not a luxury. It is a necessity for industrialization. So there has to be, and the whole idea of bullet trains is not even what we need. You need just well-functioning trains. You know, if you have enough electrical power, you could power your rail. Okay, so if you go to some of the Western countries, they use electricity to power their tram lines. All right. But I think at the very core, you can just have a basic locomotive which can move people from one place to another and move. And we have to do that. So we cannot start talking about air transport when we haven't done rail. And we certainly cannot be proud of ourselves if 65 years after the graphics said we have planned for a fast train. There's nothing to show for it. When I interviewed my Western Regional correspondent, he's always lamenting. You know, the Western region is supposed to be the hub of rail because a lot of the minerals that require heavy lifting are in that area. So it makes more sense. So, for example, why do you do a rail from Tema to Mpakadan? If I have limited money, the first rail I would develop is the Awaso to a friend is saying to Takrady. You get it? Because that's where the minerals are. All the roads in the Western region are destroyed because of the weight of the material. So I am not sure. And I think that sometimes we have to take collective responsibility as a generation. Do you understand? So we can blame different people. We can blame politicians and things. But look, as I'm sitting here now, I think 1960 generation, they failed.
1960s?
Yes. Because
and are we doing any different?
That's my point. So you see, we can sit here and blame other people. But in 60 years' time, our grandchildren will say, Chinese people, they fool. And they were every day talking. What were they discussing? Do you understand? Like, maybe your grandson will say, can you imagine that daddy was a radio presenter? Was he? Say, and Ghana is like this. They say, oh, no. That you didn't try at all. Then so I was talking, he said, you are not talking about the right things. And they'll take graphic to them, they'll say, collection of property tax will be decentralized. And then, God forbid, 2085, we'll still be discussing it. But this is what it is. We have to take collective generational responsibility. There are some things that we all are guilty of. Do you understand? Because we've all been, the Bible says they were all went through the cloud, they all went through the water, and they were all destroyed. God was angry with the whole generation. So there are certain judgments that come on all of us, from Rollins, Kufuor to the child born today. All of us are part. It's not every time that we can. We are collectively responsible. I'm going to read this article to set it up.
It costs between $23 million to $31 million to build a high-speed rail per kilometer.
We have to think of how to do it. You see, so for me, it's not even the money.
The money factor has been one of the things that government has always had a challenge with. You know, even the Impakada one, it was quite prohibitive. Exactly, because of the cash injection involved. So it's about finding the money in a clever way at a cost that is not prohibitive, and then doing it.
Let me read this article by Dennis J. Boateng, and then we can move to other things. Every year, like clockwork, Accra and its surrounding municipalities find themselves drowning, literally in the aftermath of heavy rains. The flooding that occurred yesterday on Sunday, May 18, 2025, was yet another grim reminder of the city's vulnerability. In just under 3 hours of rain, roads were submerged, homes were inundated, and several lives and properties were lost. Areas such as Weja, Kaneshi, Adabraka, Adentan, Dodowa, and parts of Tema, including Ajay Kojo, Kaneu, were severely affected. But beyond the predictable headlines and finger pointing, it's time we face an uncomfortable truth. Our attitude as citizens is at the heart of the crisis. Our attitude as citizens is at the heart of the crisis. It is convenient to blame the floods on climate change, poor planning, or inadequate drainage systems. And yes, these are valid concerns, but they only scratch the surface. The real issue lies in our behavior. The indiscriminate dumping of waste, construction on waterways, and general disregard for environmental rules and communal responsibility. The consequences of these actions are not just theoretical, they are visible, costly, and increasingly deadly. Take the Ajay Kojo Kaneu community in Tema West Municipality, for instance. Residents have raised an alarm over the activities of Let Up Industrial, a pharmaceutical company allegedly responsible for blocking key drainage channels in the area. Their actions, whether intentional or negligent, have caused severe backflow during rains, leaving homes flooded and families displaced. Elsewhere, the stretch from Awudome roundabout to the Obeche-Bilamte interchange was submerged, immobilizing vehicles and turning roads into rivers. It was only the swift intervention of local youth that prevented accidents involving open drains and submerged potholes. We must ask ourselves, is this the Accra we want to build? Over the years, successive governments have made various attempts to address the flooding menace, from constructing drainage systems to launching National Sanitation Day initiative. The efforts have been visible, yet the results remain minimal. Why? Because no amount of infrastructure can fix a broken mindset. I backed out with a bag of cement. No amount of infrastructure can fix a broken mindset. The government must go beyond speeches and introduce enforcement-led solutions. Bring back the town council system, where environmental officers regularly inspected homes and fined households for poor sanitation. Reinstate sanitation task forces in communities with the authority to penalize indiscriminate dumping of waste and enforce communal cleanup exercises. Without enforcement, policies remain paper tigers, impressive on paper but toothless in reality, aka a toothless
bulldog.
That's how I would describe it.
Our chiefs, assembly members, and opinion leaders must rise to the occasion. Sanitation must be prioritized at the community meetings and churches. Residents must be mobilized for communal labor and education campaigns to change behavior. National Sanitation Day must be revived not as a ceremonial day, but as a civic obligation. Those who refuse to participate should face consequences, not just to punish, but to instill a sense of shared responsibility. The youth too have a role to play. The heroic efforts of young people who redirected traffic and assisted stranded commuters during the flood are a glimpse of the power we hold when we work together. However, that energy must now be channeled into prevention, not just emergency response. Flooding in Accra is no longer a technical issue. It's a cultural and attitudinal failure. Until we begin to see sanitation as a shared national responsibility rather than a government duty, we will keep mourning avoidable disasters. The rain will come again next year. The question is, will we be ready, or will we keep blaming everyone but ourselves? Volunteerism must be recognized as a critical tool in the fight against flooding in Ghana. The youth in particular hold the power to make a significant difference within their communities by taking sanitation seriously as a civic duty. Instead of waiting for government intervention, young people can organize cleanup exercises, desilt gutters, clear refuse from public spaces, and educate others on proper waste disposal. When the youth rise to take charge of their environment, they become active contributors to national development rather than passive observers of recurring disasters. The writer is a developmental communication volunteer, advocate, and change agent. Email dennis@j26@gmail.com.
Okay.
Dennis,
Zion.
may the Lord bless you.
Thank you.
Roll.
Go ahead, man. Here, have $1. In fact, no, brother, man. Here, have $2. $2 means a snack for me, but it means a big deal to you. Be strong, serve God only. Know that if you do, beautiful heaven awaits. That's the poem I wrote for the first time. I saw a man with no clothes, no money, no plate, Mr. Wyndham. That's his name. No one ever knew his name, cause he's an old one. Never thought twice about spending on an old bum until I had the chance to really get to know one. Now that I know him, to give him money.
4 minutes to the top of the hour, City Breakfast Show. My focus this morning is to use history to remind us of our collective responsibility and to tell us that a whole generation stands condemned for our dereliction and our laziness.
Go ahead,
We can't point fingers at anybody else. It's our fault as a people. We have to take responsibility. National Sanitation Day must be obligatory. We must all get involved. A few quick announcements, Caleb.
Yes, and buying an inferior mattress at a cheap price may seem like a good way to save money, but do not fall for the trap of putting your health at risk, because this can cause you a lifetime of discomfort and chronic pain. Latex Foam offers you unmatched quality and durability at competitive prices. The good news is we are giving you 10% off everything you buy from our showrooms from now until the end of the month. So hurry, it's everything you buy. Favorite mattresses, sofas, beds, wardrobes, coffee and center tables, chest of drawers, just name them. We are stocking flattering and exciting designs to make your home beautiful. Hurry to get your 10% off any item of your choice. Call 0302 231 155 0302 231 156 and visit our pages on all socials. T&C Supply, Latest Foam is your partner for life. Are you ready to drive innovation and take the next step in your career? Apply for Ashesi University's Master's Program, which combines world-class education with African relevance. Now, regardless of your career aspirations, an Ashesi Master's Program equips you with the skills, ethics, and network to lead boldly. Applications are open for our 2025 cohorts. Learn more at ashesi.edu.gh. Now, we understand the unique journey of women in business, from juggling multiple responsibilities to navigating financial complexities and societal expectations. Listen, your resilience and vision empower us and inspire us. That's why we've created a She Business account tailored to empower visionary women leaders like you, with collateral-free loans of up to 2 million Ghana cedis, insurance coverage, discounted loan interest, and capacity building programs. The She Business account is the banking solution for you. Visit the nearest APSA branch or call 0302 429150 for more information. APSA, your story matters, APSA.
That's the poem I wrote for the first time.
All right, good morning, Ghana. So, as you get ready for the day, here's a quick question for you. How much has ECG taken from your wallet since January? Thousands of cities, right? Let's not even talk about the Doomso Wahala. So, get Translight Solar today and save up to 70% of your ECG bills. Enjoy clean and reliable energy without breaking the bank. Here's the best part. You don't need to pay the full cost upfront. Translight Solar is offering an opportunity to own a complete solar system by paying just 30 to 50% of the cost and spreading the rest over 12 to 36 months period, with flexible monthly payments of as low as 1,200 Ghana cedis. Here's the website, www.translightsolar.com. Numbers 050-424-9229 or 020-654-2454 for free consultation.
Civilization. Are we really civilized? Yes or no? Who are we to judge when thousands of innocent men could be
please kindly wish my big brother, friend, and mentor a happy birthday. He has been such a blessing to his generation and to anyone who has encountered him in his field of work. He is Mr. Emmanuel Zoe Agbesi. Afoima Mausogboli Santo Naira Gogo. This is from Afo Mauto Ache in Amrahia.
Too much.
Right. So Bernard, please wish my daughter Nana Odrowa Dakon a happy birthday for me.
Yeah.
She's a student of St. Louis SHS.
Wow.
I wish her long life and good health from her mom and sister. We love her so much.
Wonderful.
Good morning, Bernard.
Morning.
I would like to wish the CEO of Phenom Industries, makers of Piva. Okay, Piva Drinks, Madame Leslie Ajay Mensah, a happy birthday.
Wow.
God bless her for the great journey she has started. She's such a humble CEO. We admire her. She relates to everyone at their level and she's always ready to fight for the minority.
Wow.
Madame, God bless your big heart, which we never take for granted. We are proud to be working with such a powerhouse. Happy birthday, ma'am, from your officers in the finance department.
Guy, we have to join ourselves. So, Madam Leslie J. Mensah is the CEO of the company that produces Piva.
Powerful.
And this is from the officers in the
finance department. Yes.
Piva
very critical.
Something going on there.
Yes.
If you don't get a bonus
sharp
on her birthday. No, this is the finance officer.
Yeah, man.
Then they go drink Piva.
Brutal. Great happy birthday to my two favorites. It's Trooper, Sky and Stone Boys, Mike Telele. Without this song, there's no birthday for Sky. Happy birthday, says, but the law has really transformed Sky. Okay. Dear Bernard and team, I'd like to wish Mr. Kuku Ankra Bedu a happy birthday. Wishing him good health and more blessings today and beyond from Abna Sweets.
Okay.
Abna Sweet.
Okay.
Yes, Abna Sweet to Kuku Ankra Bedu.
So it's actually Ankra Bedu.
Okay.
So
Kuku
Ankra
Bedu.
So when they put Ankra before the babies, you sort of change it. Ankra Bedu. It's not Ankra Bedu.
Oh right.
Ankra is just alone with
Ankra Bedu. Nice one.
Because it's now an adjective.
Solid.
Kuku Ankra Bedu.
Just a Ankra no Bedu. Yeah.
Thank you.
Ankra Bedu.
More comments.
All right. Happy birthday, Efia Wuswa Reko of GBC Radio Newsroom.
Yes.
May God grant you all your heart's desires from Abeku Dennis. Oh, Abeku Dennis.
Yes.
He's a DJ, huh?
Well,
no.
There's some jingle. I hear Abeku Dennis a lot. Okay.
There is this one that I have to do, Bernard. This one says, "Happy birthday, sir." Somebody calling me sir. Please, just the lie is fine. Also, please wish Bernard a happy birthday for us.
Yes.
He's an amazing member of the family.
Yeah,
it's coming in from your mom, your siblings, the Aviles.
Yes, sir.
Your children.
Yeah, man.
You.
The children. Children.
And then your nephew and nieces.
Uncle Bernard.
Yeah.
Uncle Bernard.
Uncle Bernard.
Yeah, man.
Aha. Agbodriba.
Yeah, man.
Yaira.
Yes, sir.
Pele Lamese. Namikata.
Which one is Agbodriba?
So Bernard, this is coming in from Michael Avle for and on behalf of the Avle family.
Thank you very much.
Yes. So they are wishing Bernard a happy birthday. It's coming in from Mrs. Avle, the siblings, the children, the nephews, and then the nieces. And they are celebrating you this morning. Yes.
Yeah.
So where's that thing coming from?
Yeah, I know you were,
You are appropriating some.
No, people were calling me on other issues.
Yeah. So this one is coming in from Michael. But
my brother. No, Michael, your friend.
No, Michael.
Brother,
Yes,
brother, okay,
Mr. Michael Avle.
Okay, Michael.
And he's doing it in conjunction. So there's a joint application which was granted.
Okay. He sent it to you.
Yes.
But he knows me on reason. There's no point.
So your mother is a part of this
conspiracy.
Alebe, your siblings are part of you, Alebe, your children, they are also part of it. Alebe, your nephews,
This is more like an announcement in the Queen of Peace Catholic Church.
So then let me squeeze this in.
Okay.
Happy birthday to two outstanding gentlemen
Yes.
I've known
Messi,
in
Messi.
my profession,
Thank you.
journalism and law.
Yes, please.
Bernard Avler and Richard
Correct.
Sky. I wish you all the best
Yeah,
on
okay.
behalf of the breakfast show.
Yes.
Correct.
It's day 2, but I can say that.
No, you have already taken charge.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
God bless you both and your families.
Yes.
And may your dreams and aspirations come to pass.
Amen.
I also want to wish Dr. James Freeman Duabisio a happy birthday. He takes care of my eyes, and I'm
Oh,
thankful
man.
for his
Shares
friendship.
a birthday with us.
Yes, and he's coincidentally sharing birthday with you.
Everyone here is wearing glasses.
It's crazy, man. 8:05 Tech and Social Media Trends. Next, Susu Graham has announced himself, and it's brought to us by
Telecel and First Bank Ghana. First Bank Ghana says the all-new First mobile app from First Bank Ghana is here. You'll experience the convenience of banking from your palm anywhere in the world. You can do everything: airtime and data purchase, account to Momo transfer, interbank and intra-bank transfer, account opening, bill payment to Netflix, iTunes, fingerprint and Face ID for logging in purposes, your statement downloads in PDF, scheduled payments, biometric authentication for transactions, auto receipt generation for past transactions, all of it at your fingertips, in your palm right there. So visit Apple App Store or Google Play Store, download the First mobile app and bank with ease like never before. 0596 921 921 is the number to call. First Bank, you first.
Tech and Social Media Trends with Susu Graham. So, what's up?
Oh, I just want to start by, of course, saying happy birthday to my two bosses.
Yes, please.
In a very
Mercy.
good mood. I'm in a very, as Bernard knows, there's something called trickle down economics. So once things start happening for him, we'll all enjoy. So
Trickle down economics.
I'm very happy. I'm very happy.
I'm
I mean, you know all about that.
The economy says that what a rising tide raises all boats. Think about it.
Exactly. Yeah, so we're all in a good mood in this office. So, and I'm hoping that on Friday we'll have a small jamboree
to seal the month. From your mouth to God's ears.
In fact, someone just messaged me that he's part of the trickle down. I won't mention it, but he's part of the trickle down. So.
All right.
Yeah. So, of course, the trends. The Star Accra floods still in the trends, but right now, someone has joined the trends. They are saying that they are the premier neighborhood in Accra because they didn't flood. So, they are telling us that they are better than us. So we should all move to Dansoman and be high and dry.
Because girlfriend has traveled small. Dansoman people have got him up.
Yeah, that's one point enjoying. And still on the floods, but slightly related. So we remember we were talking about Kojo Sheldon. His residence flooded. He posted some pictures. So Shatawale offered him some help.
Is it?
But Kojo Sheldon did not respond too kindly to that.
Wow.
Because it turns out they've had some issues in the past.
Okay.
So Kojo Sheldon felt it was a bit patronizing for Shatawale to come in that moment to offer him some help.
When the man is down.
Exactly. He felt like even though it seemed like a peace offering, that this was not a peace offering, but it was
a slight dig.
A slight dig, a little bit of disrespect. So he did not take too kindly to it. So there was a kind of, you know how these things are on social media. Everyone is letting fly, letting loose. Yeah. Exactly. So a little bit of football. I'll start with your beloved Liverpool. They seem to be they are on the beach.
They have checked out.
Yeah, they are the first Premier League champions to lose to not win in their next 3 games in the competition.
They don't care.
Yeah, they've checked out completely. Yeah. Chiesa was actually in the trends because he got a rare start, so people are happy for him. Conor Bradley was also in the trends. He had his moment.
He had a good game, actually.
Yeah, and a football one that's very strange. Ter Stegen is in the trends.
Why?
So he is
Barca's keeper.
Yes, the Barca fans claim that if Ter Stegen had not torn his ACL, they wouldn't have won anything this season. They are tired of Ter Stegen. They feel like Ter Stegen has been letting the team down for years.
So his injury was a blessing.
A blessing, this guys, and he has to go. That he was
such a bad thing to say about a
and I believe he's club captain at this point in time. So it's very the fans have really turned on him. So it's very the fans on Twitter. Let me see. Maybe on other platforms they're a bit more, interested in what he has to do, and they still believe he can be part of the club. But the Twitter fans, they've had enough. They are like, please,
Oh, Charlie.
So
a little bit of stories.
Yeah, a little bit of tech news now. So I'll do 2 pieces of tech news. So Starlink has launched in Bangladesh.
Is it?
So we're always talking about Starlink and the different countries they are launching in. So Bangladesh is one of the new places they are launching, and they are trying to expand internet access. Yes, and then Apple, they are investing 1.5 billion in India. So if you remember, we spoke about this a few weeks ago when the tariffs were coming in, that Apple were looking at doing some manufacturing in India because the tariffs in India were much lower than the tariffs in China. And considering that there's a potential trade war between America and China, they are trying to look at other places to do a little bit more iPhone manufacturing to avoid tariffs. So we're looking at 1.5 billion being invested in India.
Wow. Second social media trends with Susu Graham.
Since 1894, we've witnessed the evolution of a brand and proudly partnered with its people on the path to prosperity. From the ink-stained ledgers of the past to the lightning-fast transactions of today, First Bank has consistently adapted, embracing innovation while cherishing the legacy of our heritage and making giant strides across the globe. It's not just about banking, it's about enabling your success generation after generation. Our legacy defined the past, shaped the present, and in 2094, we will still be fostering financial security and stability for future generations. We are helping to create a future where the possibilities are infinite, the opportunities borderless, and where the world looks up to Africa. Let's awaken the giant in you. You first. First Bank.
Auntie T, I beg, fix me go betete Ghana. No gari, no oil, no plantain, just beans then eggs.
Hey, brah, that be dangerous combination, no?
Problem no day. I feel handle am.
For Telecel, with the Bob say everybody gets what they like. That be why Made For Me bundles day. Based on your usage, you fit get your own data and call packages. Fala! Made For Me bundles like the way you want them. That *530# then buy Made For Me bundles today.
Telecel, connecting energies.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
Visit West Africa's largest and longest running mining and power exhibition and conference, WAMPEX. It's happening from the 28th to the 30th of May 2025 at the Accra International Conference Center and the Grand Arena. This is your opportunity to engage with over 5,000 participants, including industry professionals from across the region. Don't miss out. Register now and be part of the future of mining and power in West Africa at www.wampexwestafrica.com. Headline sponsors Metso, Goldfields. Other sponsors B5+, Newmont, Anglo Gold Ashanti, Zigen, Stanbic Bank, Hexagon, Protea Coin, Mantrac, the Bank Hospital, and Rand Refinery.
In every Ghanaian home, there's a trunk, not just of GTP fabrics, but also stories and tradition passed on from mother to daughter to help her discover herself, to shape her dreams and hopes, to usher her into becoming a woman wrapped in purpose. Celebrate every woman's journey of growth into womanhood with the new GTP Mother's Day collection, now available at all accredited dealers nationwide, the GTP retail store in Osu, and online at shop.gtpfashion.com. Verify authenticity by matching the code on the edge of the fabric with the code on the label. GTP, life styled.
This June, the business wave is back and it's bigger than ever. The City Business Festival 2025 on City FM and Channel 1 TV, where it's all about business. This June, we will be celebrating Ghanaian businesses, re-examining our business modules and practices through our business fora, and sharing knowledge through our on-air business discussions. Make a business date with the on-air series every weekday at 9 a.m. on the City Breakfast Show on 97.3 City FM and 10 a.m. on Breakfast Daily on Channel 1 TV. From expert interviews to real-world insights to the tools you need to grow. Don't miss a single moment this June. It's the City Business Festival 2025, celebrating everything business. Only on Citi FM and Channel 1 TV. Your business, your future, your time is now. Stay tuned, stay inspired, and let's grow together. The City Business Festival 2025, celebrating everything business. The City Business Festival 2025 is powered by 97.3 Citi FM and Channel 1 TV and is proudly sponsored by Absa Bank and MTN Business.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Oh my, it's Lexus on a bit.
Guinea, ice.
Malinko kanata migbona pakla contact leje. Migrena meri kwa ya do pavé. Boba mouvement de la street aji. La for de kale ya me ya bole. Clodwe military ko ke moi me plein. Haja. Timana na contact leje. Idu haja. Mila go maladu haja. Yeah. I forget your wahala na mu abagala na duwe na jalaga. Awodo kube nyak paliga hajado skimonovo vale fariga. Sunday makawa maklan. 5 stem a hot over. Obazigi di John le sort city. Afya kachi to honji mangam. Da apology. Makodeji. Chikodeji. Aba matakli. Obeleke. Achende. Amenye Sunday one day. Haja. Timana contact legend.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
16 minutes past 8. If you're looking for a smarter, faster, and more secure way to manage your finances, look no further. With the award-winning FAB mobile and internet banking solutions, banking is now easier, faster, and more convenient than you think. Join the Purple experience today and feel the Purple experience where convenience meets innovation. First Atlantic Bank 2 times Digital Bank of the Year in a row. If you're looking for a fast track to investment process, take advantage of the GIPC's 24-hour premium service designed to speed up investments, registration, and approvals. Now, once you submit all required documents and pay, your registration certificate, renewal, or quota application can be processed in just 24 hours. Yes, you heard me right, in just 24 hours. No more long wait, just premium service designed with your business in mind. Visit gipc.gov.gh or call 0200 112 204 or 0200 112 117. Kindly note that terms and conditions apply.
And create unforgettable memories. Transform your living room and bedroom into a sanctuary with stunning selections of sofas, couches, dresses, whatever you want. We got them all this season. Shop and save up to 30% discount and discover perfect blend of style, comfort, durability at Ashform's exclusive furniture promo. 30% off is a limited time offer. Please call 0243 200 729 0244 642 481. Visit any of our showrooms in all the big malls and depots, Medina Taxi Rank, Agbogba, Vineyard, Tema Casino, and all Ashform shops across the country. There is free delivery to your doorstep. Just be mindful of internet fraudsters. Ashform, feel it, know it. So are you a customer of Enterprise? If not, you're missing out on the Enterprise Advantage points. With this, customers can rack up points and score awesome rewards just by making purchases, renewing policy, and so much more. Just log into your account, access Advantage points, and start earning points for rewards like airtime, Momo, and more. Visit myenterprisegroup.net.gh or download the Enterprise Advantage Advantage app to get started. Enterprise, your advantage.
Now, we have been sent an extract of the Daily Graphic dated 18th April 1960. So this is essentially 65 years ago plus 1 month. And that was the weekend of Easter. Now, most people sent that story because they wanted us to lament about the fact that nothing has changed and that the rains had come again and the same problem. But I felt that that's not the real story. The real story is the second story, the real story. So it's okay, it will rain every year, and right, when people live together, rains can cause problems. I think the bigger story is the story of the failed dreams. To think that this was 5 years before the Accra Motorway was built by Nkrumah. So Francisca has the story. Please read it for me. 1960.
Okay, fast train services planned. Fast passenger train services have been planned for Ghana. The plan, now under active consideration by the government, will be submitted to the Ghana Railway and Ports Authority for implementation. Under the plan, the government will purchase modern diesel engines and fast passenger coaches. The general manager said the diesel engines would be used to operate the express trains on the Accra-Kumasi and Takoradi-Kumasi routes. He said the idea is to reduce the time taking to travel between the major towns and cities and make traveling more comfortable. The express trains will not stop at small stations along the routes. A similar service already exists in East Africa. Fast trains now operate between Nairobi and Kampala and Nairobi and Mombasa. The general manager also disclosed that Ghana Railways will take delivery of 16 new diesel engines and 150 wagons before the end of the year. These engines and wagons will be used to improve haulage services on the railways. He said with the delivery of the new engines, Ghana Railways will be able to operate faster and more regular services throughout the country. The Ghana Railways, he added, had also placed orders for a large number of modern passenger coaches to replace the present fleet, some of which are over 30 years old. This was at the time.
Which means they were there from 1930. Is that the end of the story?
That's the end of the story.
I have a question for you guys. What's the biggest gap in the world? What's the biggest gap? I'm saying that because of the real analogy. You know, when you're taking the train, you say mind the gap. What's the biggest gap in the world?
Please, mind the gap.
Well, the biggest gap in the world, in my view, is the gap between intentions and actions. It's the gap between knowing and doing. And I think Ghana suffers that gap. Because if in 1960, there was a rail between Mombasa and Nairobi.
Yeah.
In Kenya.
Yeah.
And as we speak, Tanzania has a rail, they have tram lines. Nigeria has a rail that runs from Kaduna to Abuja to Lagos. Senegal has a rail. Ivory Coast has a rail that runs from Abidjan through Yamoussoukro all the way to Ouagadougou. And we have just intentions. So for us, I mean, it's and for me, my argument is that I agree with Dennis Ajay Boateng. If we don't change our mindset, we will not go anywhere. Because we are just a bundle of failed promises that in 1960, with such a brilliant head of state like Kwame Nkrumah, we can still contrive after 65 years that even Accra to Tema to Mpakana is not even working. Yeah. After 4 years of a whole real ministry. If you like tell Fred to call Enim, our Western Regional correspondent, he specializes in real reportage. None of the Takoradi rails are working. None. And I mean, how a country can decide to abandon a sector and still have people in the sector being paid, it beggars belief.
The guys are on strike, right?
I don't even know.
Yeah, they are on strike. The railway workers are on strike.
Meanwhile,
They've not been paid for some time.
The sector started, I'm told, in 1898.
For purposes of stealing our natural resources.
Well, among other things. But even if it was to steal our natural resources, since we took over, we've also been exporting our natural resources. Yeah. So if they had the sense, think about it. They wanted to steal natural resources based on what you were saying. They had the sense to know that they need a rail to do it. You need to export the natural resource to make money for your citizens. You don't have the sense to do it. So who is better? The thief that developed the infrastructure to steal and the thief that doesn't even think he wants to develop infrastructure, which one is better? My brother. 1898. 1898. Where was your grandfather? Meanwhile, every day we are complaining. I think that, I feel like we need to start thinking generationally. This generation, what's the generation? At least 40 years. Those of us who probably were, what year were we even born? Maybe from 1970. I don't know. Those of us who are conscious and educated within this period, we failed our future. It's terrible. No rail. If you want to travel to Tamale and you don't have air tickets, it's a nightmare. Even Kumasi, sometimes 6 hours.
The road is bad.
How? And a society cannot put itself together. Everyday politics today. I don't even want to go there.
But
that's all we think about.
I don't think it's entirely bleak, because the fact that we've been able to put our heads together and we've been able to find the money to do Mpakadang alone tells you that there was some effort in that direction.
Where is Mpakadang? Is it working?
Well, someone thought it was brilliant. A member of your generation decided to go and park his local, his tractor or whatever it was on the road.
So since then we can't ride
the rail. It got bad, and then they had to fix it.
You're saying that the whole project was kaput by that act?
I mean, that's a fundamental failure on the part of the citizen who did that, and then the people who were supposed to supervise the project.
Okay.
Because one would have thought that if you had invested so much money, something in excess of $500 million or so, if my memory serves me correctly, we brought in that train, and then we were driving it. Some way, somehow, someone parked his truck in the middle or on the rail line.
Was that thing actually proved? There was this video that was circulating.
Oh, they convicted a guy, if my memory serves me correctly.
He was driving his truck and left it. But there was a video showing that wasn't correct. There's a particular video showing that he had parked just on top of the rail.
Yeah, he parked his truck on. Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah, that's what it was.
So when they were doing the test, then the thing ran into it.
Yeah, it ran into it.
But that was 2024.
Yeah, but you see, it is easy to destroy things, but it is difficult to actually put them together.
So this cost us $447 million, and it's a credit facility from Exim Bank.
So we're having
India.
to pay.
Yeah, it's a credit
and it's not working.
Facility.
Yeah,
it's not working. It's not serving us.
So what it means is, that's why I am pushing back on the argument that, look, we have not made much progress.
We haven't.
We have done something.
We haven't.
Whether it is monumental is an entirely different matter. But we have done something. And perhaps the encouragement should be that from today, we should see our governments think a lot more outside the box. Of course, President John Dramani Mahama recently in Dodua said that the government is thinking of a new national capital, which would be linked with rail lines or light rails. He said something to that effect. So it is not like we have abandoned the idea entirely. There may have been intervening developments that frustrated the effort, but I believe we'll get there.
Again, I don't have all the numbers, so I can't even argue, but I'm just saying, I'm just looking at the evidence. Accra Kumasi rail, I don't think is working.
No, it's not functional.
Takrady Kumasi is not working. Takrady to Accra, Bobo. The last one I saw was Accra to
Tema,
to Sakumono.
Okay.
I was at Teshin 2 weeks ago and I saw it at the rail crossing. So at least that one I saw it, and it wasn't that long, but at least there were people in it. So for what it's worth, even Accra and Sawam is not working.
No, it's not.
People have been stealing.
People are stealing the rail line, and even the coaches themselves. People, chop it up and sell
but I feel like the stealing of the rail is not the main issue. The main issue is that there hasn't been a deliberate plan to develop it. The people are actually stealing because the rail is not even functional.
Yeah.
All right. If people use the train and the train, look, I'm just saying that we need to collectively reflect on missed opportunities and find a way to not repeat those mistakes. Because if after 65 years of writing this story,
it's planned,
Charlie, and it's not like road transport has even improved though. Road transport is probably might have gotten worse because it's more potholes, more accidents. You get it? More like road was never a sustainable solution. Road is there. I mean, fine. In countries like the UK and Germany and things, they've reached a certain level of development. So roads become, but rail is mass transportation.
That's true.
Rail is where you cut all your timber, all your gold, and you've not invested in it.
I want to take you back to something that you just said, that development must be transgenerational.
Yes.
So that when we hear our state actors talking about plans for a new air career, plans for a new city, is it just the sweet talk, which will translate into some votes at the end of 4 years, or we are looking at the next 40 years?
That's a good question. I think that most of them look at the next election. To be honest with you, I think that's how they think. I mean, they've already started talking about 2028, right? That's the main topic now. It's like we haven't even reflected on 2024. Already 2028 is on the horizon. So we move from election to election.
Yeah, so the question then is constitutional democracy helpful? Some people believe that it affects long-term planning.
It's common sense that is useful.
Because for some reason...
It's not the system that you run. It's the sense... Look, development has occurred in different countries using different systems. The people in Ghana have a wrong mindset. Whether they do democracy, military rule, cococracy, kupukracy, mamicracy, papacracy, it will not help us. The J. Boating, page 7, graphic. The thing is the mindset of the people.
So how do we change the
Every day come on and shout.
But
and that's what you do now.
Supported by the facts. At least, during Nkrumah's times, you can call it democracy, you can call it, autocracy, whatever you call it. There was a certain mindset that drove national development.
Yeah.
So the facts do not entirely support the claim that our mindset is so jaundiced as to be averse to development.
I think so.
I'm
inclined to believe so.
If you look around, the recent, just Sunday, the rains, if you look around, are you convinced by that statement?
Well, there are excesses that we should deal with. And maybe the leadership hasn't helped since Nkrumah is over.
The whole Ghanaian mindset must be put in. They must put, how they purge it. Put what do you call it? Pegative. Yeah. The Ghanaian mindset is not progressive. It's terrible. I'm telling you. We are not ready for development. Because the price you need to pay for development, it means sacrifice. It means collective action. It means foregoing instant gratification. Nobody wants to pay that price.
And please add love. It will sound cheesy, but if we had brotherly love, we wouldn't be doing a lot of the things we do.
We are very passive-aggressive people. I'm telling you, the Ghanaian is not ready for development. I'm convinced that we like to talk about it. It's like corruption. The business, Dr. Percy, God bless his soul, he used to tell me that, Bernard, corruption is not our priority. Talking about corruption is our priority. So he said in Ghana, the business of talking about corruption is actually funded, but the business of solving corruption is not funded. That's what he said, Dr. Nilante Percy. Blessed memory. He said, in Ghana, I used to call him for interview. Those that said, Dr. Percy, let's talk. He said, no. I said, bro, your people, they are interested in talking about it. They don't want to solve it. So in Ghana, the business of discussing issues is our industry. Solving problems is not our priority. I'm telling you. So you'll be here 2085. We are 2025. 2085, how many years from today? 60.
That's 60 years.
I may not be here. 2085. I don't know if they'll be doing morning show, but somebody can say, hey, the people who were, look, we were there, Rollins did 19 years, Kufuor came 8 years, and all these things. We don't even have a real system. We don't. We are just talking. And we are discussing things. Go on most radio stations today. They are discussing 2028. Baumia said something. So it's like, yesterday somebody called and said, some radio station. I said, most stations are not even interested in these things. The typical station is not interested in this thing. You put some politician on to discuss, is it Baumia coming or Kennedy? That's their interest, or whether it is Haruna or Atufosin. So that's where the issue is. So it's not about what they come and do; it's about who wins. Because you see, the system is meant to capture the state to enrich yourself. We need to pray for this president to do well, because he's one of the few presidents who doesn't have another election to think about.
Yeah, but his people are thinking about an election.
That's the issue. We pray that he will crack the whip and listen to the right voices. We pray that he will lead by example. We pray that he will say, if I see you involved in something that is anti-developmental, I'll sack you. Otherwise, we don't have any hope. I'm telling you, because most of the people are hungry.
Bernard, you see, you have said something that takes me back to a recent meeting.
Well, they believe they are.
A recent meeting with...
They are living good.
a recent meeting with the Constitutional Review Committee.
Oh, you were at that event?
Yes, the stakeholder engagement with the media. And what came out strongly was a certain pushback by colleagues who attended from the media circles and then also social media against an ownership culture that tends to politicize everything radio, in the sense that private ownership of media spaces to a large extent determines what gets discussed. So you raise an issue. People are discussing Baumia, people are discussing this, people are discussing that. These often are not the things that would encourage or build a mindset that aligns with the agenda of development. As opposed to what we often do here, which is taking up the real issues that matter and hoping that those issues guide national conversations and guide public policy. But if you look at it, as you said, the people in the majority, what are they concerned about? And mind you, these are the people who attract most of our, I don't want to use the word, exactly, because go to the local language speaking radio stations. What are they talking about? Are they as sophisticated as to appreciate the issues you're raising and to say that, okay, we are where we are today because of a certain leadership vacuum, or citizens are not doing what they have got to do, and therefore development is suffering and you and I are suffering as a result of it? But if ownership determines editorial policy and ownership is largely partisan for or against a particular position, then we have a problem.
While that is true, I think that ownership, while that is true, I feel like there's not just one cause of this, all right? So ownership is critical, as you've said, but it's also agency, the responsibility of the journalist. Train yourself. When was the last time your owner called you to tell you what you should do?
Because we don't have that problem.
There are many who don't have that problem, who don't want to do anything. It's not just, bro. People just don't want to learn. People don't want to grow. People are too lazy.
I know elsewhere, in many newsrooms, where the leadership will call you, Madam Fo.
It can be true.
Story bad now,
it can be true. But let's not even reduce this to that. What I'm saying is that, you see, it's not even just media. Even listen to your parliamentarians. I'm saying that collectively, even listen to the sermons in the church. You see, collectively, we have not woken up to what the... You see, one of the worst places to be in the world is to be somewhere where the syllabus has changed, but you don't know. All right? What am I saying? Like you're in school. The syllabus has changed, but you are still using old syllabus. Ghana, we are behaving as if we are in 1995. We don't know that the world has changed. Nobody's waiting for us. Look at Senegal. Look at Burkina Faso. All these places. Everybody has a different system. So it's not even the democracy. Are you progressing? Are you competitive? Are you winning? That's the question. All right? We can talk and say we have some things that go for us, but I'm saying that globally, look, the Asians woke up one day and said, look, we are not going to be the offscouring of the world. Wait till we are there. We will compete. We will travel abroad, though. When we travel abroad, we don't go there to come back. Like, for example, there is no deliberate effort to harness Ghanaian expertise back home. All right? So there should be a system where we say, whether I'm NDC or MPP or whatever, if somebody has gone to MIT to study engineering, we can use his mind. No, yeah, they'll say, no, where is he from? What party is he from?
When did he come?
That's the thing. So I'm not sure our elite are committed to the development of the state. They are committed to enriching themselves and being comfortable. So if you see public schools, I'll give you an example. Most of us now in the middle class, we pay through the nose to have our kids educated, right? Yet all the discourse on education, on free SHS and stuff, most of the people discussing free SHS, their kids will not benefit from it. You get it? So there's a disconnect. And it's a normal thing. If you don't go through what the people go through, I'll tell you, I used to live in some particular area. Every morning I can't be shouting. Once you move to a new area, it changes your reality. So if the reality of the leader changes, no, it's true. So you have, no, it's true.
That's why you're no longer shouting.
No, I'm shouting still.
I'm a different shouting.
This guy, this is what I'll say. We, the citizens, must make sure our leaders know the reality. That is, as I always say, a leader's first job is to define the reality. So for us here, if somebody comes into your space, you must let them understand what the reality is. If somebody comes to your church and he claims to be a politician or whatever, even your sermon every Friday in the mosque or Sunday must reflect the national mood that we are in a society where lawlessness abounds and that discipline must take over. People must be more serious with health. It must be preached Every day. In church, in the mosque, on the radio, in school, people must hear it repeatedly that we have to be more organized. We are too chaotic. All right? And that poverty is not an excuse to be lawless. These things must be preached and enforced by the authority. The people who are appointed to man local spaces must understand their responsibility, that they are not there to represent the party's tripod. They are there to develop the country. They are there to sort of carry out the agenda of transformation. Which is why I like interviewing MMDC. So it's the interview that Denta one. I want to interview more of them. I want to know if they are thinking correctly about the country. Let's do a quick interview. I'm back on the real issue. Because for me, 65 years of mixed opportunity. Graphic April 18. What was the headline? Fast train
plant.
In another English, in the offing. It never came. Let's talk to somebody from the real sector to explain to us what is going on. Michael Clement is the vice president of the Rail Workers Union in Accra. Mr. Clement, good morning.
Good morning, sir. I'm not the vice president. I'm the vice chairman of the Rail Workers Union Accra branch.
Wonderful. So I didn't even know there was a Rail Workers Union in Accra because I don't see any rail in Accra.
Oh, sorry. There's a rail workers and there's a railway in Accra.
Which runs from where to where?
From Tema to Accra.
Okay, how often in a day does it run?
Oh, 2 times. We go in the morning from Tema and in the evening from Accra.
So mostly conveys workers to and from?
Yes.
So this would be is it the Sakumono Asaprachona or Tema?
Yes, that is the one.
So the Sakumono one, okay, twice a day?
Yes.
Twice a day. What about Accra to Amasaman? Does it run in Sawam?
Oh, that one we stopped running since 2017. Thereabout, yeah.
Since 2017?
Yes.
So obviously Accra Kumasi 2 doesn't run.
Oh no.
What about
for the Accra sector? It is only Tema and Accra.
What about for the Western Enclave? Which ones run?
None.
None at all.
Yes.
Wow, I thought the Western region had more rail need than even Accra.
Yes.
Why is the Western not running?
Yeah, because there has not been any investment, if I should put it this way. The track, it has been ages since the repairs went on. So it has gone down. We were having rampant derailment. So it was causing us, and maybe management thought it twice to stop.
How many rail workers do we have in Ghana?
We are at the moment over 900.
So mostly you are the guys who run the Accra Tema one?
Yes.
What do you think needs to happen for the rail to be revamped in Ghana?
Obviously, the government should invest in it. And since I came to the work, only the Western Line have been giving us a lot of money. Our chunk of income comes from the Western Line. And if government turns its eyes on that place, I think it will come back.
Where does the Western Line connect? From where to where?
From Takoradi to Awasuga, Kumasi.
So how do the mining companies bring their products to the port?
We have at the moment.
Yes, at the moment.
At the moment they use a car.
Is it more economical if they use rail?
More than the car.
So the rail would have been better for them to convey the things from Awaso to say Takoradi. Far cheaper.
Far cheaper. Because one of our trucks, the truck, the wagon, can carry about 22 tons. And the 22 tons, we carry for the whole train, it should be about 30 wagons. So imagine how many tonnage they will haul a day if they use the rail.
Can the mining company be made to take responsibility for the rail? Would that make, because as you are saying, it's cheaper for them to use the rail to convey their goods than trucks. So would an arrangement where the mining company pays some of the money to repair the rail, would that arrangement make sense to you?
Yes. Later part of last year, we heard that there was going to be a partnership between us, that is railway, and manganese. But somewhere along the line, we have not heard from that partnership again.
Have your since last year when that arrangement came, have you met the new Minister of Transport since he took over?
Yes, I think our national union wrote a petition to him concerning this partnership. We have not heard anything about it again.
Maybe you should pursue that more, because that seems to be do you remember what was in the petition, by the way?
Yeah, it was us expressing our support to the partnership, because we think that is the only option now for the future of railway, especially from Takadi to Suta. But I think for the future, it is this partnership that will help us.
Do you think the mining companies are ready to play ball?
Since we heard that manganese has expressed interest in partnering us, I think they are ready to play ball, as you see.
So now that you're on air, what is your message to the minister and the people in charge of the railway sector?
My wish is that they should bring investors into the company. Either the manganese deal should be fine-tuned. Whether if the government thinks that there is not something that understandable to them, they should be fine-tuned. Or if they have another alternative, but definitely we need an investment urgently.
I support you, and next time you go for a meeting, let us hear so we can cover it. Thank you, Mr. Clement.
Thank you very much, sir.
Vice Chairman of Rail Workers Union in Accra. He says they're about how much? 900?
900, yeah.
Yeah.
That's about 1,000 people.
I like what he said about the Western region. He said Western region is the heart. Fred, try and call a name for me. He says the Western region is the heart, and that economically it makes sense for the rail there to be built. It puts less pressure on the roads. It's more beneficial to the mining companies to have the rail, and it can also convey people. You know, so I think the Western region is an opportunity that we should not allow to die. And hopefully this new transport minister will prioritize rail as well. I noticed he's trying to solve a lot of the everyday issues. So this morning when we called him, he said he was in a meeting with the transport unions to confirm the reduction in transport fares. So that's been an issue. Transport is a very big sector. Right? The road sector,
But the Western region was very upset in the last election. I think the NDP admits that, and the NDC knows it also, because the people feel very shortchanged that with all the resources they have and all that they contribute towards this nation's GDP, their roads are in a state of disarray, their hospitals are bad, their schools are not in a good shape, and they know, the authorities know. So they better do the right thing, because if you drive to Nkrofo, if you drive in the Western region, the roads are not good. You are extracting timber. It means that the log you are driving on the roads every day is destroying the road for everyday people who cannot afford to buy very robust vehicles. They are just using everyday vehicles. But because these trucks are always cutting log from the hinterlands using their main road, you really, destroy the roads. And plus, most of the mining communities, the situation in most of the mining communities is such that now the cost of living is really high, because more expats have moved there, more expats from Accra.
Distorting the economy.
So things are difficult there. So you have a responsibility to treat the Western region right.
Let me come to an interview. Before I do that, let me just remind you quickly of something before I do my next interview. Don't buy inferior mattresses at a cheap price, because at the end of the day, it will be much, much more expensive. The good news is Latex Foam is giving you 10% off everything you buy from our showrooms from now till end of May. Call us on 0302-231-155 and visit our pages on all our socials. Terms and conditions apply. Latex Foam, your partner for life. All right, now, Akwesi Ejenim is our... No, who is this? Forgive me. I thought it was Akwesi. Dr. Frederick Apo. Oh, he's the CEO. Beautiful. Ghana Railway Development Authority. Doc, thank you for joining us. Good morning.
Oh, good morning, Bernard. How are you? Sorry, I'm in the car.
Yes, thank you for joining. So I was reading the graphic 1960, 18th April, and the headline was that fast trains have been planned. So that was 65 years ago. And then this morning when I interviewed Mr. Clement of the workers, he says the only train working in Ghana is Tema to Accra, and it's not that fast. I know we don't have a lot of time, but what went wrong? 65 years and our rail sector is almost on its knees. How did we get here?
Okay, Bernard, this is very, railway sector is a capital-intensive moving economy sector in terms of the development, and most of us are aware. On the conservative value, we are looking at about now $5 billion per kilometer. So to construct a railway line, a standard gauge railway line. And in infrastructure development such as railway, we call something we call three triangle arms. Number one, you need a political will. It has to be a deliberate effort to do that. And number two, you need what we call the funding options to push through. And the last arm of railway development is the technical expertise and, of course, leadership. In Ghana right now, I think our problem has been, I don't think it's to do with the technical competency to an extent. It's much more to do with the political will to get through with the railway development as well as the necessary funding needed to basically spearhead the construction. But in our case, I do believe that in the election or in the appointment of our new sort of sector minister, including the president's decision in terms of policies, especially with the big push, we've got a political arm to see to development, and I think the political angle has been provided. Is there. Now we are also in the process of looking at the funding options to spearhead that, and basically the technical competency is also there in terms of the leadership at Ghana Railway Development Authority. What we have here is that the operation of railways hasn't been great, not because of the fact that the government is not supporting. It's the fact that we have not managed to involve the private sector in the operationalization of railways. So ideally, at the moment, globally, if you look at it, with the exception of maybe Ghana and a few Eastern European countries like Romania and Slovakia and Slovenia, you don't have what we call the state running trains. You don't. What you do have is that the state owns the infrastructure and also the private sector participated in operation. In most cases, when the state is running the trains, you cannot really, you have issues to do with revenue leakages, which we are experiencing here in Ghana. Lack of innovation, of course, it is there. And most importantly, we don't have the revenue for further development. But what we are putting in place now at GRDA is to basically enable this to happen. We have now set up the operationalization strategy for Tema to Mpakadan. So Tema to Mpakadan will be operated differently. We are also proposing a market sounding approach to allow private sector participation in the industry in terms of rail operation, to allow in what we call it development as well as innovation and competition on the line. I'm not saying the state will not have a role to play. The state will have a role to play. But railway industry or the railway sector primarily depends on the small to medium scale business, the SMEs, the blue collar jobs, you see, and we need to build that sector in Ghana. We need to have the sector that will be responsible or a family business responsible for regrinding. We might also have what we call a smaller business responsible for the welding. So we need to develop these and empower private sector individuals to participate in the industry to create the ecosystem that will enable the railway operation to take off in Ghana. But that has been basically the issue that we are facing in the country. It's not primarily to do with anything about funding, but the government can only fund if the sector is profitable. And it is up to us to be able to implement these three key policies that I've mentioned to enable that to happen.
So, as I listen to you, technical expertise is there, political will, you say, is there. Funding can come if we do the right private-public partnership. Question, what is preventing the private sector from coming forward with proposals to because the government runs infrastructure? What is the issue? Is it that they don't think Ghana is viable? Is it the political every 4 years election thing? Why is private sector not coming forward? Because when I look at Western region, I think it's viable. You have the bauxite companies and all these things. It's very clear that we have use for real. What is preventing the private sector from coming forward with the right proposal to partner government?
I think the key, the fact is that we have failed to introduce the open access model. So private sector participation can only come on in place if, of course, we are able to give them what I call the proper incentives as well as the enabling environment for them to participate. So at the moment, what we have done as the GRDA is to basically call for the participation of the private sector in our operation. To do this, we have to do a number of things. Number one, we have to implement what we call the operationalization strategy to allow them, okay, this is the operationalization strategy that we intend to implement. We then also have to implement what we call rule book. The rule book will allow any private sector, what we call a company, that or individual that want to participate in the operation of running railways to understand, okay, what are the rules? What is the truck asset charges that I have to pay in order to run my train on, let's say, Tematu Pakadan. The other one here is to be able to communicate the bankability of the project. And you made mention of Western region. Western region is a low-hanging fruit whereby we are going to also conduct the market sounding very soon in June to attract private sector participation on the line. Since my appointment, I have to be honest, I've received over close to 121 proposals. Some of which, is credible. They have got a proof of funding to see through it. But what we are looking for is to allow all the private sector players to come into play into Accra, look at the potential of a potential. It could possibly be a joint venture between one or two private sector companies to participate in the construction as well as the operation of the sector. And His Excellency the President has made this clear during the State of the Nation address, as well as in our manifesto, that we are going to seek for private participation as a build-operate transfer on the Western Railway Line project. And that is something that we are doing. But it's not about just the construction. We need to also look at how do we bring on board private sector in the operation of the trains. Okay, so that is also another key thing that we are bringing as part of the open access model. So you'll be hearing from us very soon at GRDA that we are going to announce market funding, of which Tematu Pakadan will, of course, will be operated by not just one, but two or three more companies on the same line, where we can provide what we call a variety of service. You can have the premium service that you can pay for, air conditioning service on the train, and that. With that, we will then be able to compete. And the government would then be responsible for basically the infrastructure development and focus on the infrastructure development. So we are doing that as part of our new initiative on research in the railway sector.
Doc, I like what I'm hearing so far, and I want to hear more. I have just two more questions for you. You've said before that rail is long-term, so it's not a short-term thing. Now, Mahama has 4 years, or maybe 3.5 years. What is realistic for me to expect from this government in the rail sector in 3.5 years?
Okay, number one, we are going to have Tematu in Pagada operationalization strategy in place. So we are going to operate Tematu in Pagadan, and I want to assure the public that it is not going to be the same old thing. You'll be seeing private sector players in Tematu Pagadan. That is number one. Number two, we are going to, as part of His Excellency initiative, Western Railway Line will be commissioned, and we will be commissioned at the minimum to overhaul the manganese from what we call it in Sutamais to Chakwadi Port. With these two key projects, which is part of our priority project of this administration, we are going to achieve that in the term of His Excellency the President.
Finally, it seems to me as if the big push is a big thing for NDC, the big push. And when I look at the manifesto, the big push also applies to rail. But it looks to me as if people are more interested in roads and other forms of movement than rail. So it looks like we also need a stronger lobby and a stronger demand for the sector. Because if somebody's road is bad, I mean, let me give you an example. The president went on his Greater Accra tour. He spoke about roads because all the people are talking about their roads, right? And they will punish the MP if the road is not built. But I feel like there needs to be an organic demand for rail as well to put pressure on the system to channel money there. Because unless we do that, there's no incentive in my view for it to be prioritized. And as we speak, I don't think rail is a priority for this government. It doesn't appear so in your speeches. It doesn't appear so in the list of things even the transport minister does. I stand to be corrected though. So how can we generate the demand side so that the government is forced to prioritize it? Since you and I both know how beneficial and transformative it will become.
Yes. Okay, Bernard. Number one, this railway development or railway sector is a priority for this government. I must obviously correct you on that. And as someone who was part of the Nairobi to Mombasa railway construction between 2014 and 2017, where 30,000 direct jobs were created, as well as over nearly 15,000 indirect jobs were created in Kenya, it is something that obviously is a priority for us. So let me put it very simply. Constructing road is about creating formation of sand, putting a gravel on it, and basically adding a bitumen to stick together, and people are moving on it. So it's just a short-term thing and that. However, constructing a railway is about crashing about 4 formations of rocks upon rocks upon rocks, adding a bitumen to it, and adding a steel of rail. So this is what I would just say. Railway construction in terms of the CAPEX is something that may mostly put governments off. But like I made mention earlier, it's a deliberate effort that you have to do. And if we are looking about 24-hour economy, the 24-hour economy, one of the backbone of 24-hour economy is the railway. That cannot be removed from the equation. You cannot create 24-hour economy on roads. I listened briefly to your conversation. Almost all the western region, the roads are gone. Why? You've got 300 trucks moving from Awaso on the same road. You've got another 300 trucks from Ilenyini moving on the same road. You've got another over 300 trucks from moving from Insutama on the same road. So what you have is that these trucks, with a single locomotive, you can have up to 300 or more of these trucks moving on the rail. So we must obviously, as a country, dedicate resources to it. And I'm very confident, based on the discussion I've had so far, and based on the government's objective as part of the big push, I would say that the Western Railway Line is part of the big push. Tema to Impakana operationalization is part of the big push. And of course, the development will not rest within these two projects. It will go beyond that. But what we need to do is that you have to obviously wait for us to be able to implement. We are in the process of implementing. And most of these works, we are also in the process of resuming work on the Western Railway Line. And it's part of the development initiative of this very government. The sector minister is keen on that. I am in touch with Honorable Nipe, and it's one of the key sectors or agency under him where I see him almost every week. And we are talking about initiatives as well as what we call the proposals that we have received both at the transport level and at the railway sector level to ensure that we can get the best
All right. So you've given me 2 big promises. Tema and Pakadan operational, Western Line will be commenced. Today is 20th May 2025. So maybe should I call you next year? When should I call you again for an update on this?
Okay, then call me. Let me give you a date specifically. Call me 20th June 2026. 20th June 2026. Give me a call. Let's have a chat, and I will promise to Pagadan operation, Western Railway line development ongoing, and at least we are ongoing or resumed as part of our big push initiatives. As for the 2 assurance, I can give you here.
All right, it's 13 months. It's a Saturday, by the way, 20th June. But I'll call you the Monday after.
Call me the Monday after. Make it a day.
Thank you, Dr. Frederick Apo. Oops, guys, stop that. What's your problem? Dr. Frederick Apo is the CEO of Railway Development Authority, and I like him for a number of reasons. He makes it very clear. Political will, funding, technical expertise. You can go home with that. Open access model. He's explained that. Government owns infrastructure, private sector runs there. What is on top of it? BOT. He also put that out there. Then he also says he will do Tema Mpakadan to be operational, and then Western Rail Line will commence. He's giving me a date, so I like it. You know, he's giving me something to work with, right? He's giving me a date to call him. So it means that in 13 months, Tema Mpakadan would be running, and then Western Line will be operational. So that's not bad, is it?
Well, it's not bad. I think he's spoken clearly. He appears to be a clear voice within the space. Yes. And I think it's interesting he referenced what's happened in Kenya and that he was part of it. So it means that he understands the space. He's at least been a part of the building process elsewhere. And in Kenya, this is a system that is working and it's been widely commended. We've seen developments in Ethiopia also in a big way. We've seen what's happening in Tanzania. And
even
then
Nigeria,
and
Senegal,
then also Senegal.
Plenty, Côte d'Ivoire, plenty.
I think it is a big area, and perhaps maybe the government should prioritize invitations to people who are within the space elsewhere, so that they can also come.
But there was a question asking that I don't think he did really sort of got. I was trying to say that in Ghana, demand is very critical for supply. And I say the reason the president talks about roads everywhere he goes is that people want roads. You get it? So when he went to the Greater Accra tour, he said the road from Afenya to Dowinya, he knows he has to do it. Otherwise, Samuel George is in trouble. He knows. So people will make you know. I feel like people have lost so much hope in the rail sector that they don't
make demands for it.
Once you and I'm going to say that the Western Regional Enclave, they should make rail an issue.
Bernard.
They should say to the NDC that if you don't do the roads, if you don't fix our rail in 4 years, you'll be in trouble. Don't do it. Because it seems like only political pressure gets things changed in Ghana. And I feel like you and I know that rail is transformative. Rail is transformational, right? So the missing link is the demand. Like, for example, if I live on the Tema-Mpakadan corridor, I haven't heard any of them say anything about its delay in operationalization. Meanwhile, it will help them.
You see, I think the failure to appreciate that the rail system will be linked to many other sectors of the economy, that is maybe one of the reasons we have the problem we have. So, for instance, the national capital is currently choked. It's too many people in the national capital. Accommodation is a problem. People are sleeping rough and all of that. I have made the point here that if we had a functional rail system all the way to, say, Nigeria, and I can or I can get onto a train at Aplao in, say, 1.5 hours, I am in Accra. I should be able to live in Adafio.
You don't even need to go far. On my way to Togo this weekend, last weekend, when I got to Dawa Junction, then we saw this big project, the project that has led to a court case. What's it called? Saglemi. Imagine if there was a rail from Saglemi to Accra. People will live there. Because right now, if I move to Saglemi, I can't get a car to come to work. But rail, Sky, you were in UK. I was doing a project in Manchester. I was living in Coventry. And I was going there 3 times a week. And it didn't take me more than 2 hours to get there. So the real thing is massive for infrastructure in terms of like transforming industrial and also for movement of people. But I feel like, okay, let me sound a bit controversial. I am saying that in Ghana, we are very short-termist in mindset and we don't want to pay the price because rail by its nature requires long-term thinking. Rail by its nature is delayed gratification. Rail by its nature means that you will start and your successor will get the credit. We have built an economy around elections and who gets the credit for votes. So nobody's prepared to bite the bullet to do the long-term thing because he'll probably not be there when the benefit is given. That's my point. That's how I see it. And if we don't start extending our horizon, we think very 3-year focus years. What can I do quickly to get votes? It's not going to help us because rail requires long-term planning.
In the meantime, Bernard, please let me announce that a salon vehicle has overturned at the Tetekwashi roundabout, close to where the new construction is ongoing. And we are told it looks pretty serious. People may be hurt. Police presence is expected. Told someone was seen being rushed to another car for the hospital. It doesn't look good. We are urging caution.
What are they even constructing that Tetekwashi place?
I don't know. So
I've just seen that they've put some.
Yeah.
They are sort of building something, but I don't know what it is. Is it like a extension of the whole?
And there's nothing there that explains what's going on.
Meanwhile, let me also announce something. So this morning we were told that the Akwabinya Road is going to have some trees cut for something. So I'm just going to read that
around the Gayak side.
Yes, I'm going to read it to you. So road diversion, Ghana Atomic Energy Commission, the Executive Director, Forest Service Division, has granted Gayak approval to fell or fall. To fall.
Is that correct?
It's supposed to be fall.
Fell is correct.
Fell makes sense.
To fell, but they've written fall. 8 mahogany trees and 6 Luikaina trees.
Yeah.
Prune, okay, so to fell 8 mahogany and 6 Luikaina. Prune 43 mahogany trees, exactly as your age, on both sides of the Atomic Kwabinya Highway. Forgive me. The commission with support from the Electricity Company of Ghana and other stakeholders has planned to carry out the exercise on Tuesday, 20th May, from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. I suspect it's because of the wind and their effects on the power lines. Okay. In view of the above, the Ghana Police will provide assistance with respect to road traffic control on the said date. So today, 20th May, from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., which is in 10 minutes from ago, they are going to remove 14 trees and prune 43 other trees. So basically, just think about that.
I think just a quick comment on that. So it would seem that they have done the right thing. You know, many times people just get up and cut trees. I've repeated here that there are laws governing how these things are done. So they went to the Forestry Commission, got the necessary permits to do what they are doing. They must have given their explanations to the commission as to give them the permit. But it will be necessary for them to tell us what they intend to do about those they are killing. So if you are felling how many?
So 8 mahogany,
they must
6,
be replaced.
so 14 trees.
So the Atomic Energy Commission should be telling us how many trees they intend to plant to actually replace those.
But what they should have said was why they were removing the trees.
Yeah, that one.
I guess inferred from the statement that's possibly because they say electricity company, so it's clearly something to do with cables, the electricity.
And also, you know, during the rains with the strong winds, some of the huge branches fall and sometimes it causes crashes as well. And visibility along that stretch at night is very, very poor. And driving through that very shady area at night is...
I wanted to say something back on the road before I forget it. So what I wanted to say was that for many things, you need one good example. Okay, so I really want to urge the government to get one good private sector company to start. If we see it, we'll all follow. Because you see, this so-called open access essentially means government controls the infrastructure and anybody can operate. So Francisca can operate a rail, Sky can operate, Caleb can operate. So, and I like the way the guy spoke. If they can find one anchor investor and give him one of the lines to say, you run it profitably, and we can see the transformation it brings, I think it will bring the necessary focus. All right. And I really pray that this government adds it to its component. I'm also told that in the Saglemi project, the NPP in the dying embers of the administration,
private sector involvement.
Yes. So they sort of added a real component to the contract. Right. So that if somebody came on to sort of say, I'm going to revamp the project and to rehearse the houses, there was a portion that included building a train, because for me, if you're going to live in Saglemi, then Tema is the issue, right? Because Tema is where the industrial enclave is. So, and you don't want to go through the traffic from Ningo Pram Pram. So clearly there had to be a real component. So I just think it makes sense for whoever takes over the project. And since this is the same government that started the project, who are back in power, I really think they can use the Saglemi project as a way of testing rail to the eastern side.
Yes, that is great, but why was it not part of the original contract? That's
This is 2013. We've passed water under the bridge.
But the houses are rotting away anyway, and we need to do something about the houses at least now.
So the question we should ask as journalists is, what is the status of that matter?
We don't know what the priorities are.
Which minister should we be asking?
Housing.
What is his name? Who is that?
Gilbert.
The new minister.
Oh, Ajay Kenneth.
Yes, Ajay Kenneth.
Because Kojo made some.
Has he granted any interviews since he took over?
No, I saw him during the task force, anti-flood task force. He was with them. That's just one of the few moments I've seen in public.
The Saglemi land there.
Yeah.
There was a day we calculated the size of Saglemi land. Sky is big.
Yeah.
Saglemi is bigger than Adenta Snake Flat too.
It's a huge.
It's massive.
If you think about Adenta Snake Flat starts from Adenta, behind Adenta police station, to say housing. Saglemi is probably like 4 times that. And it's been there since 2014. So 10 years, nobody's living in it.
Yeah. And houses, if you don't have people living in them.
But let me ask you a question. What's the most sensible way of doing this? Do you give it to a private sector person to spend money to spruce it up and sell? Or does government say, since it was an affordable housing project, even though phase 1 could not deliver the houses, government should find its own money to finish their houses and then give it to worker unions? Because you see, my worry is that once you give it to a private sector person, it becomes cantonment extension or Laboni extension. You know, real estate market in Ghana is not pro-poor. Basically, they are thinking about how to make the most money. Now, you cannot spend that much money on public land that you take from the chiefs and then sell it to rich private sector people. So I think that putting all business aside, what the government should do from a public policy perspective is to say, look, we've already spent money and bent our fingers. So let's go and finish what we started. And then let's use I think they can use the unions, CLOGSAG, TEU, you get it, and say to them, you guys are workers, railway workers. We have an allocation, railway workers, this is 200 units. You guys decide how you're going to pay for it after 20 years. Because my worry is not the fact that the houses are rotten, but even if they get given to somebody whose interest is just profit. You get it? Because, Caleb, you and I know that the biggest headache for the average Ghanaian worker is accommodation. Now, if you have those thousands of houses there, and you can figure out a way to convey those people to town to work, you've solved a major problem. So, government, please don't. Minister, what's the name of the guy again? Ajay Kenneth.
Gilbert Ajay Kenneth.
Charlie.
And the last time
you have to do something.
The most recent story, at least from what I'm seeing here, is a story attributed to the deputy minister designate for the space.
Gisela?
Yeah, Gisela. And the story says Saglemi housing project to undergo assessment and costing for completion. And it's on GBC online. And the story is by Roberta Mording. It says the minister designate for housing. She's the deputy minister, right?
Yes, he's the deputy minister for housing. What did he say?
I don't know why they say minister designate. Housing, water resources. Honorable Gisela Akushika Tetiagbotui has assured Ghanaians that the long abandoned Saglemi housing project will be assessed and renovated for completion. Now, speaking during her vetting in Parliament, Honorable Tetiagbotui emphasized the need for a comprehensive assessment and costing of the project, which has suffered significant theft and deterioration over the years. There's a quote here that says there have been heavy thefts on that site. The first thing is to do an assessment costing and see how it's going to be funded and completed, she said. Now, her assurance stemmed from President John Dramani Mahamad's recent commitment to ensuring the completing of the projects, and which was highlighted in his State of the Nation address. Now, the minister designate reaffirmed that efforts will be made to determine the financial and technical requirements needed to bring the project to life.
Would those details not be in the minister's handover notes?
I'm sure they were.
They must have done something, but this government has got to do its own assessment.
I'm also told that there's a short connection from Saglemi to the Teman Pakadan line.
Okay.
So, look, we are all saying this from the outside.
Yeah.
Obviously, there may be more complications than we know, but at least we can agree that Saglemi should not be allowed to rot. We can agree that whatever they do must involve workers. And we can agree that whatever they do must involve rail. At least that we can say without going into books. That you cannot expect people to live in Saglemi and not work in town. So you have to find a way of connecting Saglemi. And luckily, Temampakana is not far from Saglemi, so you can do a direct connection and then the rail continues. You have to find a way of getting the buildings to be livable, and then you have to find a way of getting workers so that the ordinary folk can get it. That's the thing. Let's read some comments. Francisca, so many comments on rail, so many comments. Send us your thoughts. 054-9986-996. Please read some of the comments for us.
Yes, sure. Just quickly on the interview, Bernard.
Wonderful.
I think that Dr. Apo spoke well, but what I didn't hear was a comprehensive plan for maintenance. Some of your messages or what you were reading talked about infrastructure deterioration and pilfering, etc. So his 3 plan is great, but I think that he could have touched on that to let us know, because this problem of lack of maintenance is one of the reasons why we have a failing railway system.
So Dr. what's his name? Apo. Yeah. Dr. Apo. So that's additional feedback for you. Here are some comments coming through.
Yes, Bernard, kindly ask the man you're interviewing about Koforidua rail line, because they've removed the lines and turned the place into a market. This is from Apostle Jones Tony, Koforidua.
Who removed the lines? Who did? The government or the people? I'm certain that it most likely be the people stealing it.
Well, somebody has to make sure that it doesn't happen anyway. Good morning, CBS. How can our train be running 2 times a day? The whole rail sector should be a part-time job.
Oh, Lord.
The Accra Kotoku Amasaman in Sawom Rail has been left without development while the road was being constructed. The rails could have been an alternative. The Koforidua railway station is now a market. Agatha Market. People have renovated the bungalow in their personal properties. Into their personal properties. Wow. Good morning, CBS team. Good morning. The over 900 rail sector workers currently, what are they doing? What are their responsibilities? Are they doing voluntary service? This is from Francis.
They are striking.
Yeah, they've not been paid for a long time.
For some months now.
Staff. Go on.
Felix from Bibiane. Good morning, Bernard.
Morning.
Kindly ask about the rail system from Awaso in Sefi to Takrade. The haulage of the heavy something has already had bad impacts on the newly constructed Takwa to Agona and Kwanta Road.
Yes. Yes, this is what I was saying to him. Yeah. And Awaso is in Western North. Go on.
Good morning, Bernard. I personally think that the accident that happened during the testing of the new train shows checks were not well done, because you will find such occurrence happening on a regular. I believe development in Ghana should be made while considering the mindset of the people. This is Papsi from Japan.
Hey, Papsi, are you coming back? Because if you Japan, when you go to Charlie,
the system they work.
Charlie, Japan, you think you're in a different universe.
You know, while the place it's developed and it works, sometimes the loneliness. No, I've not been to Japan.
Yeah,
I would have been there, but you know, other
loneliness.
Loneliness.
You just find who you will be there with, then you don't come.
Japan.
Okay.
Yes.
We all know the problem with Accra. We have known this since 1960.
Okay.
Accra is so congested. No proper city planning, no proper drainage. Everyone is here and trying to win or get the little resources that we have in Accra. And then the suffering will remain an annual problem. We need to take action. The rails and trains could be a solution so that people can live in Koforidua or Takrade and work in Accra. We also have to build new cities outside Accra. Jude, not Duncan. Okay, DJ Fire from Madenta says, Bernard and team, I will make my text very short.
Go ahead.
The small train, we tried to get it started. Some unscrupulous citizen went to park his truck there and destroyed the train. That sums it up. Leadership is failing. Mindset is finished.
Charlie.
God help us.
Oh,
good morning. I believe there was a fast train. I am 70 and I remember. That's from Ikuya, from Mampo Ikuya Pim. Good morning. Please.
Thank you, Ekuya, for that.
We have removed it and we are using it for gaja. You know gaja. We go and put it in the river so that tilapia.
Focus, don't mind, guys. Just focus.
Good morning. Please pay a visit to the rail system which has been installed at Tema. Check from the back of the Tulaku all the way and you will weep. It's under threat to destruction. I don't have enough words to describe it. Thank you. Another one. Good morning. Please find out from the railway company what has happened to the train that had the accident. The problem in Ghana is we don't care as long as we wake up alive. We only shout when there's death. What is the justification for leaving that stretch between the traffic light and the Obechabi Lamte and done? Drive behind Honda Place and see how that space is managed despite the many companies in that area. No one wants to be responsible for anything. And the texter adds, happy birthday to Bernard and RDS, that's Sky, from Tuku.
Yeah, man.
Hi, Bernard.
Hello.
I agree with you.
All right.
Yesterday I was watching CNR and a gentleman was interviewed. He was the head of Drain and something.
Okay.
Bernard, if not yesterday, I didn't know we had some institution of that sort.
Oh, Charlie.
So I ask myself what exactly their work is, because most of our drains are choked, and we get to know this institution exists when there's a problem of flooding. So what do they do when there's no flooding? Bernard, will this country develop at all? Kojo from Sampa Valley. Good morning, Bernard and team.
Good morning.
It is sad talking about the railway system in Ghana. Bernard, the railway line from Accra to Nsom has been removed by a government that created a railway ministry. The metal lines are nowhere to be found. I have contemplated, why will Nkrumah do a railway line only to be destroyed by Oshimeshi without any plan to construct a new one? The people along the corridor who benefited from the railway have been left stranded by destruction. I get palpitations anytime I get near railway crossings. Bernard, it is true that we are not ready for development. God save Ghana. And that's from Jonathan in Ghana West.
But there is a message here that speaks to an issue you raised a bit earlier. And it says, it's graduation season in the U.S. Every big man in Ghana has at least one child graduating from some universities here. Their kids are not in Ghana, and many middle-class people too are here. So, even the railway system we are thinking of building, they are not going to use it. Last night I was in traffic and someone was there doing ping, and before you knew, it was one big thing gone, and then the rest of us, we can go to hell, we can bend the sea. The roads we drive on, they drive on it, but they don't feel the pain we feel because their shocks are more robust than ours.
Let me do a final one and then we move to an interview. It's not all gloom and doom. Let me do this one. This one says, you guys are spot on our problem being a mindset problem as opposed to being forms of government. He says, let's not kid ourselves. No form of government will produce development and prosperity for the country if we preserve the personal values and low ethics we currently have. You cannot build a strong house with rotten wood, no matter the design you use. Our chieftaincy system is in shambles. Up north and in parts of Volta OT regions, it has produced violence and conflict. In the Middle Belt, it has been unable to confront the scourge of Galamsey. The one thing that chieftaincy is supposed to preserve for future generations is being disseminated and polluted before our very eyes. Down south, my own people in the capital cannot even determine who their true leaders are. And when we get a leader, he promptly sells his birthright for pittance. Let's focus on our own flawed values and stop blaming our governance system.
There's this quick suggestion from Marlois, who says that we need one from Circle to Accra, the train lines or trams, from Kaneshi to Bujumburem, from 37 to Ibi, from motorway to Efienya, and also to Dowenya, and then from Osu to Tema.
Let's put a consortium together and go and look for investors.
Yeah.
Maybe we should stop this work. It's our birthday today. Let's put a consortium and call it
Asimesi Enterprise.
Yes, Dela and Able or something. And let's go and look for investors to come and invest in rail.
Yes, right. That can be done.
Maybe it's a better legacy for our children.
That's right.
You don't think so?
Yeah, it can be done. Let's do it.
Fred, will you find someone to take over? We want to. It's all
we'll join you in
this guy. I think we can do that. We should do that.
So we're going to look for investors.
Exactly. We'll leave it.
A friend of mine called me and I asked, where are you? So now my people are in power. So we told me the minister. I thought I didn't. So Charlie, we are doing something.
All they need to give us is the diplomatic passport to ease our movement.
So we can get investors.
Yeah, so.
For the railway sector.
That's right. Railway.
Railway. We have to work.
But just a quick one from Manuel Sabute. He says, interesting conversation about the use of railways. In his book, the late Apia Minka talked about traveling to Kumasi from Accra via the train. This was when he had returned from London to Ghana after completing his studies.
Look at that.
All the good plans are on paper.
Oh, well, when I returned, I used Rotro.
Railway, Yaradua started the railway work. In fact, Obasanjo, for 16 years, you are reviving a railway that we should completely lay aside. A railway we're supposed to lay aside completely. In Lagos State, APC said today, we are working electronic railway. APC state government is running an electronic railway today in Lagos State. The federal government with all the billions of money in their hands are just reviving locomotive India engines for 16 years of democracy. 3 presidents. Why should we remain with PDP? Papa DC Pekin. Why should we remain in PDP? Poverty distributing people. We have seen poverty. I have not seen poverty that I have seen it in my life since I came. I am 52 years in this world today. I have not seen a misgoverned people before. I was 20 years when I lived in Kano. I lived my life in Kano. I live in Sokoto. This is in North Nigeria. I was born. When I married my wife, 91, I will enter motor night, go to Maya, come back by night bus. No bus, night bus again in Nigeria. But this is your PDP.
29 minutes past the hour of 8. Very soon I'll be past the hour of 9 actually. So it's 9:29. We'll be talking to some friends from. Where are these guys even from? Okay, they're organizing the Renewable Energy and Efficiency B2B Expo. So they'll tell us where they are from very shortly. We'll be talking to them shortly. But attention, please. This is an account information update call from Omni Basic Bank to all our beautiful customers. Kindly proceed to any of our branches or visit our website omnibasic.com.gh to update your account records with Ghana Card. For more information, call 0307 086 000. Have a beautiful day. Omni Basic Bank, not just another bank. And the buzz is on. Ophir Market returns for its third exciting edition. Join us Saturday 24th May at Amano Chrome Equipim for another unbeatable shopping experience. The Ophir Market is your one-stop community market bringing together local farmers, traders and households to give you fresh goods at farm-gate prices. No middlemen, no inflated costs, just real regulated prices you can trust. Expect a wide selection of your favorites. Fresh vegetables like tomatoes, pepper, onions, contumely and cabbage. Food staples, rice, maize, gari beans, plantain, yam, cassava. Meats, including fresh goat, chicken, beef, and live birds, fruits, and household essentials. Now, whether you're shopping for the week or the month, Ophir Market is the place to be. Come in with the family. We've got a safe and exciting kids playground just for the little ones. And guess what? After 2 successful editions, we've fine-tuned everything, better organization, more vendors, and shorter queues, and the same unbeatable price. So don't miss out on Saturday, 24th May, Amano Chrome Equipim, Ophir Market, our food, our prices, our community. All right, so when we come back, we will be speaking to people from the AGI Energy Service Center. And that's on the event. It's the Renewable Energy and Energy Efficiency B2B Expo. That's a mouthful, guys. Stay with us.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
So you need a vehicle tracking system to manage your fleet. But how do you choose the right company for real results? Most tracking companies just sell you a system and leave you on your own. But at Instroma GPS, we go beyond that. With expert consultation, real-time tracker monitoring, emergency support, and constant updates, we make sure you maximize savings and efficiency. Join hundreds of businesses that trust Instroma GPS for world-class fleet management. Call 024-676-7662 now for a free demo. Instroma GPS. Your choice, your savings.
Boss man, I'm at the bank.
Really? But your car is in front of your house.
Bro, my bank on my phone, Charlie.
Oh, how?
EcoBank, bro. With EcoBank mobile app, I can do everything, anywhere, anytime. Listen, I just checked my account balance, paid Ahmed's school fees, and sent money to my grandma at Wale.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Masa, just download the EcoBank mobile app from the Google Play Store or the App Store, or dial *770# and be your own bank manager.
Manager.
Whether to pay bills or fees, to check account statements, send money across Ghana, abroad, and more, EcoBank mobile app has got it covered. EcoBank Mobile, making everyday people live everyday lives the EcoBank way. EcoBank, the Pan-African bank.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
So it's 8:33, and I have friends from the AGI Energy Service Center in studio. Bebel Fryer is the Chief Technical Officer for AGI's Energy Service Center, and Isaac Kofi Batini is a Marketing and Projects Manager. Welcome to the show. Good morning.
Thank you.
Morning.
Great to have you. So what is the AGI Energy Service Center?
Thank you, Bernard.
Yes.
So the AGI Energy Service Center is a renewable energy and energy efficiency advisory center.
Wonderful.
Established by the Association of Ghana Industries.
Mhm.
The main work of the center is to advise companies that want to transition to green energy. So if, energy is very important for industries.
Mhm.
And in this era of green transition, we are encouraging industries to consider renewables and energy efficiency. So we have been doing a lot of work at the AGI, trying to get a lot more companies to adopt solar and other renewable energies in their company. Yeah.
So what is this B2B Expo? What is it about, and what makes it different?
Yes. So as part of our work, we have realized that energy is very important for industries, but getting the trusted companies to undertake the projects for these industries is becoming, or it's always difficult. So the companies are very reluctant to, invest in renewable energy. So we thought it wise to come up with an event to bring together the two sides: the demand side, which is the AGI member companies.
Good.
Those are the people that need the energy, and then the supply side, the service providers in the space, the financiers in the space. So we have the B2B Expo to basically bring these two sides together. Of course, we are including other stakeholders, the government, the stakeholders, policymakers, they are also major stakeholders, and other financing institutions to come and do business at the event. Basically.
Wonderful. So who is this expo targeted at, and what kind of companies should be attending? Also, people, who kind of people are attending?
Yeah, so I sort of give a hint. So on the demand side, it's targeted at companies, mainly commercial and industrial companies, but we're also here to invite the general public because energy is also very important for households. And we're encouraging the general public, those who are considering renewable energy in their house, to come there and do business with there will be service providers there, the solar companies, biogas companies, financing institutions will be there. They have financing schemes for renewable energy and energy efficiency projects.
So short, everyone who wants to reduce energy costs.
Wonderful. What are some key activities or features of the expo that attendees can look forward to?
Well, we are organizing an up 5 years, so industry must be ready to take care and get on track with it. And we have invited several industries here to showcase what they have been doing already here in Ghana. Then we have training centers, organizations who are offering trainings. And we are trying to make people understand there's a large business also coming up for many organizations, also for the educational sector, to enroll in more trainings targeted on the new skills. We're going into a lot of more digitalization. AI is some big topic now. So it is. It's a new perspective which we would like to tackle here.
What type of solution providers and exhibitors will be present? Any notable names?
Yes, of course. So we have in excess of 30 service providers exhibiting. If I'm permitted to mention their names, of course. We have Dutch & Co. We have Tino Solutions. We have Starsight. We have Daystar Power.
Okay.
And just maybe not just
quite enough, yeah.
Starsight, Swiss, Translight Solar.
Translight,
yes.
okay.
and Fidelity on the
financing side.
So Fidelity will be there. JCS Investments will be there.
Mm-hmm.
Subasol, Genec, UCT, quite a number of yes.
Energy costs are a big concern for businesses in Ghana. How will the Expo help to address this?
Yes, so we are basically, these service providers have various financing schemes for energy projects. So if you want to have a lease to own model or energy as a service and all these type of various models, you'll be there and you talk to the service providers. They will advise you on the best model for you. In this day and age, you can do solar or any renewable energy project in your house or in your company without spending any money upfront. You just spread it over a certain period and you eventually own the installation. So all these models are there. You come to the exhibition, you talk to the service providers, they will give you all this guidance and then you pick the right one for you.
We're talking to friends from the AGI Energy Service Center. We have Bebel Fryer, who's the CTO, and Isaac Kofi Batini, who's a market and project manager. We're talking about the renewable energy and energy efficiency B2B Expo on the theme powering Ghana's industry through sustainable energy. So they are telling us about this and who can attend. Over 30 service providers will be there, financial institutions, lots of them in solar and all kinds of energy to help reduce your energy costs. Now let's talk about the logistics. Where, when, and how to attend.
Thank you. So it's happening on Thursday, 22nd May,
all right,
at the Accra International Conference Center.
All right.
It starts from 9 a.m. exactly. We are starting the event with an opening ceremony at 9 a.m.
All right.
And the event, of course, if I could also give a brief of the various outlines. So the opening ceremony starts at 9 and it ends at 10:30. Then we have the B2B corner also starting. So the B2B is where we are bringing together our companies that we have already matched with service providers.
Wonderful.
So they are coming there to do transactions. Then we have presentation corner where the service providers will be presenting their various services and products to the audience also. That will also be running. Then in the afternoon, Bebel already talked about the upskilling event. That's a discussion around how industry can upskill their staff in green skills. Yeah, so that is there. There is a networking cocktail in the evening, but that's for our partners mostly.
Who will be invited to do this?
So actually, the event can be visited by anybody during the daytime. It starts, as Isaac said, in the morning. So whoever's interested is welcome and to stop by. It's free. No entrance.
But is there registration? If a business wants to register, can they do that today? Or it's too
Yes,
late?
you can. You can always register. You go to our website, agiesc.com, www.agiesc.com. The registration link is boldly displayed there. You click on it and you register. Or you can even register at the entrance of the conference center. So at the venue, you can register there. Entry is free. Yeah.
Wonderful. Any final message for listeners considering attending the expo?
Well, I think it's a very important topic. I hope a lot of people will come and get information, because something, as we all know, the energy cost will be rising. They won't decrease, that is for sure. So it's good to come and to get yourself informed. And also for those who are interested in getting their staff trained or knowing a bit about the future of jobs, how can one get a bit ready for the future job demands, it's also a good place to come. So
wonderful.
I hope we will see a lot of people there.
Thank you, Bebel Fryer, CTO for AGI ESC, and Isaac Kofi Batini, who is the Marketing and Project Manager. So it's Thursday, 22nd, Accra International Conference Center, and it's from 9 in the morning. If you want to invest in energy efficiency, if you want to reduce your energy costs, if you want to be greener and cleaner, you know where to go. It's arguably the biggest renewable energy conference in the country. It's a B2B expo. Please be there and get some connections and networking done. Thank you, guys. There's more time for a few more of your comments. Meanwhile, MTN or Scancom invites its stakeholders to its extraordinary general meeting, which takes place both in person and virtually tomorrow, Wednesday, 21st May 2025 at 11 a.m. This in-person conference will be held at the Accra International Conference Center. Shareholders wishing to participate virtually must use their unique access code, which has been shared with all shareholders via SMS and email. Now, the access link to the virtual EGM is mtnghegm.com and is free for all shareholders on the MTN network. You can also send an email to info@csd.com.gh for more information. Are you upgrading your office space? Call the experts. You want a healthy chair that takes care of your spine? Call Expert Office Furnish Company for your ergonomic swivel chairs. Our ergonomic swivel chairs have intelligent seat cushions with dynamic bionic spine relief pressure design, and the dynamic smart motion back support tech is equipped with double wing support chips and has great benefits for your health and spine. So basically, it will give you a better sitting posture. Call us on 0571 386 600 or come to our office off the Atomic Hills Estate Road on the Asori Junction near ASI Plaza, Ashoman Estates. Also go to our website expertofficefurnish.com for more information. Expert Furnish, your health, your wealth.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Calling all farmers, agribusinesses, and innovators, this is your chance to shine. Channel 1 TV invites you to exhibit at AgriFair 2025, one of Ghana's largest agriculture exhibitions. From Friday 20th to Sunday the 22nd of June, the A4 Sutherland Children's Park in Accra will come alive with the very best from Ghana's agribusiness sector. Are you a farmer with fresh produce of any kind? Be it crops, livestock or poultry, fisheries or aquaculture, or you're a supplier of agro inputs and processing machinery, this is your platform to connect with the world. AgriFair 2025 is more than an exhibition. Showcase your fresh produce, share your expertise and experience, and grow your business. So, to all farmers with fresh produce, livestock or poultry, fisheries or aquaculture products, come, sell, network, and expand your business. AgriFair 2025, where culture meets innovation. Register now to secure your spot. Call us on 0205-973-973. Come one, come all. Enjoy the freshest farm produce at unbeatable prices. And treat yourself to sizzling kebabs made from beef, mutton, pork, chicken, and more. Great taste, great value. Don't miss out. The AgriFair 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from 97.3 Citi FM and is proudly sponsored by Exim Bank, Legacy Crop Improvement Center, and Development Bank Ghana.
Hi, Mom, it's me, Kwame.
Hey, Kwame, how are you?
Mom, I'm fine, oh.
Okay.
You know something?
No, tell me.
I'm looking for a complete furniture set for my new place.
Kwame, I've told you before, the only one place you should go, eh?
Yeah, Mom, but I need a mattress to fit my bed.
Ash foam.
I need a bed to fit my room.
Ash foam.
What about a sofa where go relax my body?
Ash foam.
Wardrobes to fit all my clothes?
Ash foam.
What about linens and pillows for sweet dreams?
Kwame, ash foam.
Mommy, that I feel you. Ash foam all the way.
For mattresses to beds, sofas, wardrobes, linens, pillows, and more, don't waste time and visit any Ash foam showroom across the country or call our hotline at 0243 200 729. Ash foam. Feel it, know it.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is City 97.3.
An amazing you, Daddy. An amazing birthday. We love you, bye.
Just cute him. No, yeah.
Medasi.
They call you Jide. Jam rhythm. No. Rockstar. DJ Camila. Drop the song, make we dance. Oh. DJ DJ Camilla, double so make we dance. Yeah. Where the party there today? Hey mama, hey I ever say. Secure body, man, ya gonna. Cause hey mama, hey I ever say. So where the party there today? Hey mama, hey I ever say. Shake your body, man, ya gonna. Hey mama, hey I ever say. You make that for no reason. Don't you know?
So it's 9:48 on the City Breakfast Show. Yes. And we've taken a little bit of a few things.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Yes. This one, let me thank for and on behalf of the team.
Yes, please.
The folks at Silver Crave.
Silver
Crave. Yeah,
I
that's
like
right.
that.
They are into pastries and food. If you want weekend, you are so busy, you want meals prepared for you by somebody else, you can get them to do it for you.
What did they bring?
They brought us some cake, finger food. Yes.
Have you declared? No, you are the lawyer. have you paid tax? You are the one.
I think this one is negligible.
You are the one always. Sky is always using law. Charlie Sky is always using law to oppress me. Now, did you know that there was a time at Citi that there were 4 of us in this company who were born on the same day?
So you, Sky,
Shamima, and Erasmus Kwao.
Yes.
Erasmus Kwao. And I think we were born 1 year after each other. Everybody had. I've never seen anything like that in my life.
Yeah.
So today is like also Shamima Day.
Yep. So Shamima Muslim.
And Shamima is very interesting. Everywhere I've been one step behind her. It's a serious thing. So when I went to Radio University, she was there before I got there. And then in Legon, she was in the SRC before I got into this. Because I was also an SRC executive, by the way. So I became the secretary of Legon. She was a year before me. But I think we came to Citi together, or I think I came.
No, she came later.
Yeah, so Shamima, the only thing I'm ahead of you in is at Citi.
Yes.
Because even in government, you're ahead of me. Yes. And Shamima is also a year before me. And so today on her birthday, Shamima, I want to wish you happy birthday.
Oh, Bernard, are you prophesying something?
No, I'm not prophesying anything. I'm not prophesying anything.
Why is she on the radio?
On this side, though.
No, it's your cross, carry it. This cross there is big.
Oh my God.
But how are you? This is your first birthday in government, eh?
Yes.
This is your first birthday in government. How does it feel?
Yes, indeed.
How does it feel?
Well, quite nostalgic. It's quite nostalgic. Well, let me just say I miss our shared birthdays together at Citi FM. I do miss those moments. But yeah.
When they'll cut a cake for all of us and we'll do a big party.
Yes, indeed. Indeed.
Oh.
But now you see, because of freedoms, we can't do parties. So
if you do a party, they will finish. They'll say government appointed throws. They'll say party less than 6 to 5 months in office.
That way.
You can't do a party as a government official again. For the next after you levy cake.
We're in trouble. The other time I was like, wow, the standard has really been
serious
so high. And everybody is watching their back
Charlie,
now.
Don't be the first victim.
No.
But how are you? Are you enjoying government work?
Bernard, I am enjoying it. And it's a new challenge, but it's not so different from what we've done over the years. Just looking back at our shared journeys and living on in student politics and even in media, I think that a huge dose of passion and love for what you do is actually what wakes you up on a daily basis, and a genuine belief in your heart that you're contributing to something very significant. And every day I say that I am blessed. I am blessed because I always get to, participate in significant, very significant events. And to the extent that this is a legacy mandate of His Excellency, and I have this role at a significant level to contribute in shaping that legacy, I think that I don't have much to be regretful about at all. So I am happy. It's a new challenge, of course, but it is known. It's known because of the opportunity radio gave us to interact and interface with politicians. So I guess nothing that comes to me is a surprise, because I've either seen it in mediated forms through my interaction with politicians, or the experiences that they themselves have shared. So nothing is new or shocking.
We wish you well. Government is not easy. Even though I haven't been in government before, we know it's tough. I mean, when we discuss the problem, sometimes when we talk to politicians behind the scenes, they say, Charlie, it's not like the things you are saying we don't know, but it's not the same doing it. So it can be very, very tough. And so serving your nation is a high calling. So we just wish you well. So you have a low-key birthday. Have a low-key.
Yes, I will. Thank you so much. And happy birthday to you, to Richard Sky, to Erastus, and every other person celebrating their birthday today. I mean, I think Mayborns, we definitely rock.
No, we rule the world, though. Even the Otun voice, the Mayborn. Charlie, we are, if we put our power together in Ghana, we are powerful.
We are stronger, popular.
Charlie, we are very strong in Ghana. We should do a national May Congress and invite Otun for to chair.
It will surprise you. That is true.
Shami Nogo.
Yes.
Shami.
Don't be a stranger. You've been very messy. You
know I will come. Don't worry. I would land in my own glory.
I hear.
But Charlie, I wish you happy birthday.
Has Sarita delivered another set of twins?
Hey, Samima, please. At this point.
Hang your boots.
Samima, it's okay. Bye-bye. She's delving into murky waters. Shamima Muslim is our colleague or former colleague who's now working in government. And Charlie, we have freedom. We can do anything. She can't do anything. we can. Charlie, it's not easy. We can do anything. We can party. We can eat. Charlie, government, you have to do it quietly. Otherwise, Charlie, the opposition will finish. I went to some place. I won't tell you. I went to look for sponsorship at a government agency. The day I went, the senior staff of the institution were doing a surprise. It wasn't even a party. They were just cutting cake for the CEO, who is a politician just in government. Then they said, hey, please, Bernard, this thing, nothing to do with my money. I don't know anything about this. In fact, this thing, they didn't even tell me. And I said, bro, what is it? He said, no, this thing is politics. I said, Then he said, Bernard, come and cut the cake so that when the thing comes in the newspapers, they will see you too. Charlie, the guy said he didn't know anything. He hadn't spent any money. And I said, so you see how politics is.
Yeah, because you remember the E-Levy case cake in connection with the majority
against Kenke party for
it was
the triple hat trick.
Bernard, I have a message here for you. Talk to me. Says my first time listening to you was at the Global Leadership Summit at the National Theatre about a decade ago.
Merci.
Ever since, I'm falling in love with listening to you every now and then. Today we celebrate the life of a truly remarkable voice on the airwaves, a distinguished leader with an excellent spirit whose grace, kindness and unwavering faith inspires us all. Your warmth, wisdom and gentle spirit have touched so many lives. And we are so grateful for your life.
Wow.
May this new year bring you abundant joy, renewed strength and countless blessings. Wishing you a beautiful day and even more beautiful year ahead.
Wow.
Elder Donu Samuel is the director of Kangen Energic Water Limited, producers of Kangen Alkaline Water.
Merci.
Remind UGC Kumasi. Send that through. So
wow.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Decade ago.
Yeah, man.
Amazing. Charlie, thank you. Thank you, Elder.
Blessed and glorious birthday to Richard Sky. My schoolmate from Trey Town Primary School.
Correct for 3 points.
Town.
3 Town.
Yes, Denu and Bernard Avle.
Correct.
My colleague in the Inky fraternity.
Very important.
Bernard and Richard, your selfless commitment and professional sincerity is beyond pale. On this birthday, on behalf of Nuclear Power Ghana, we wish you God's strength and grace for the years ahead. You are hereby nuclearized and commissioned to bring Ghana's nuclear power efforts. Cheers from Bellona Gerald.
So Bellona went to 3 Town.
Yeah, man.
So she's left VRA. She's hiding her nuclear power.
Yes.
Hey. She's managing the things small. Nuclear authority.
Harrison Zinanu.
Thank you.
Send that through. This one through.
The one you're about to read.
Yes, about to read.
Go ahead.
Happy birthday, Richard Delasky. Today I celebrate not just a friend, but a brilliant mind and a true patriot whose voice and vision continue to elevate national discourse.
I like that.
Your exceptional journey across the twin towers of journalism and law reflects uncommon depth,
I like this.
discipline, and devotion to the public good.
This is poetic.
From the newsroom to the courtroom.
Thank you.
Your clarity of thought.
This is powerful.
Integrity of purpose. And fearless pursuit of truth. Have distinguished you as a leader of thought in Ghana's civic and legal space. You embody grace under pressure, intellectual rigor, and moral courage.
No, I'm broken into tongues. This is powerful.
It says that your contribution to media excellence and your growing influence in the legal fraternity are a testament
Supreme Court
to your character and commitment to nation building.
Already.
As you turn a new chapter
in your life,
I wish you greater wisdom,
divine
favor,
yes, sir,
enduring strength, and a legacy that continues to inspire.
Yes.
Enjoy your special day. Ghana salutes you, and I do so too. Warmest regards.
This is from who?
From Harrison Zinanu.
Bless you.
Yes.
Bless you.
There's another one. That one is a mobile transformer. It has been shipped to your phone.
Oh, you mean it has? Oh,
you understand?
I like such messages.
Mobile transformer.
I think you should read this one.
We like the. In fact, I like gunpowder more than mere words.
Oh man, gunpowder! Happy birthday, Bernard Avle.
Yes, sir.
Today I celebrate not just a friend.
Thank you.
But a remarkable gentleman whose voice.
Is this a poet?
I don't know.
The way he writes it.
Whose voice, intellect, and integrity have inspired a generation. Your unwavering commitment to truth, responsible journalism, nation building, and thoughtful discourse continue to leave an indelible mark on Ghana and beyond. You embody grace under pressure.
This sounds like Kai's own.
Clarity amidst chaos, and principle above convenience. Your journey is a shining example of purpose-driven leadership in the media and public life.
This is deep.
As you turn a new chapter, I wish you continued wisdom, strength, divine favor, and boundless impact. May your path shine even brighter. May your voice continue to stir minds, shape hearts, and spark change. Enjoy your special day, Bernard. Ghana is proud of you. Warmest regards, Harrison Zinanu.
We have to find the Harrison guy.
Bernard, happy birthday to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Wow.
Thank you for the power of your example.
Yes.
We appreciate your leadership and
much.
the care. God bless you so much.
Thank you, Caleb.
To more life.
Yes.
To good health, more money, long life,
trickle down effect.
Yes,
trickle down. No,
so you say etc. So you don't want to reference the other matter.
They call it trickle down economics.
Guys, something is waiting for you at the campus.
All right, so that's all we have time for. Thank you so much for all your messages. We've received tons and tons of love. We couldn't read all of them. But time for Citi News at 10, after which the class prefect or the head class teacher will come and finish the work. But Shiba Beni has Citi News at 10. It's already 2 minutes past the hour. Shiba, please take it up.